and a game of bowling. Located on 6th Street, Coon Bowl, voted best burger in Iowa. Proud supporters of the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders and all area teams.
93.7 KKRL presents night number 2 of our Week 1 high school football coverage. Tonight we come to you live from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines for year 2 of this 8-man battle in the Valley between Coon Rapids Bayard and Glidden Ralston. The Crusaders cruised to victory last year in this contest 36-8, and they have won the last 5 meetings with the Wildcats. Can they make it 6 in a row, or will the Wildcats come out on top to begin the new season with their new head coach? We'll answer these questions and many more over the next few hours live on 93.7 KKRL. This is the Mackey Motors pregame show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors of Lake City and online at MackeyMotors.com. Alongside Nathan Graving, I'm Nick Brinks in the Gatorade broadcast booth. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. Distributed by Pepsi Beverages in Carroll. Both teams finished below 500 last year. The Crusaders finished 3-5. Glidden Ralston 2-7. The Wildcats have Craig Lynch back at the helm once again after a few years away, and Chris Moore is back for another season as the Crusaders head coach. And Nathan, as we get ready for this 8-man contest on a Saturday night under the lights, hopefully the weather will stay cooperative for the next few hours, but an 8-man game going on at Valley Stadium. It's just got that big game feel here to begin the season for these two teams.
Yeah, what a unique and exciting experience for these players. They got many of them that were part of the team last year, got to do it last year, but for some kids, this is a brand new experience, and this is what a great experience they're going to have under the lights on a Saturday night. And I think what you always have to be afraid of as a coach is, are we too out of routine? You got to keep your kids focused, especially on week 1. That's difficult.
We'll have more of the Mackey Motors pregame show when we return on 93.7 KKRL.
At New Way Ford in Coon Rapids and New Way Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive Warranty Forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
DMAC's 11,000 square foot expansion is done. It features a state-of-the-art welding lab and classroom. Students can learn on their schedule a variety of welding techniques and methods now available on the DMAC Carroll campus. The expansion also includes a brand new commons area that features study spaces and will host many events, including guest speakers. With this new space, students can easily access one-on-one support from advisors and counselors. To make your educational goals a reality, come see our expansion today or call us at 792-1755.
Motor Inn of Carroll is your hometown team for all of your sales, service, parts, and collision needs all season long. From the helpful sales staff to the area's best service department, Motor Inn of Carroll has the expertise that you need to stay on the road and keep that auto investment looking good. From work to play, they have it all. Good luck to all the area teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
This is Iowa, and Avela Bank has called Iowa home since 1870. With 17 locations across the state, we're proud to be part of your community. Right now, you can open an Avela Bank Simply Free checking account for you or your business and get a new debit card immediately. We'll even buy your old bank's unused checks. Stop by or visit us online to see how we're making better banking available for you. Avela Bank, member FDIC.
The Mackey Motors pregame show continues on 93.7 KKRL live from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. We come to you live from the Gatorade broadcast booth. Gatorade distributed by Pepsi Beverages in Carroll. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. And Nathan, as we get ready to talk about some of our starters tonight, we'll get all the starters introduced before 7 o'clock here. A few things stand out. Glidden Ralston, they've got the same starting quarterback as they did for most of last year. They kind of rotated a couple guys in there, but John Whitfer, he'll get the start tonight. And for Coon Rapids Bayard, it's still an Oswald. It's just this year it's Wyatt.
Yes.
and not his older brother Tanner. Going into week one, a team with an experienced quarterback. He's a senior, has a year under his belt at the helm. He started some as a sophomore too, and then you bring someone in like Wyatt Oswald. He's been watching his brother do it for years. What kind of mindset does that give either of these teams with their varying levels of experience at the quarterback position in an 8-man football game?
Yeah, I mean, especially in a week one, right? So it's not like Wyatt's had a couple starts already, like we're talking week 3, 4, 5, 6 later in the season. This is his first start in varsity football here. So that's always got to play a factor. But it's all about how the coaches set them up, put them in positions to succeed. And I think that'll be interesting to see is how each side and each coach does that.
Again, Craig Lynch, he coached Glidden Ralston to at least one Unidome appearance in my time calling games for Carroll Broadcasting. I'm beginning my 8th season, which is hard to believe. I think it was around 2015 last time they made it to the Dome with Coach Lynch as head coach. He was away for a few years. He is back. Coach Moore back on the sideline once again for the Crusaders. So you've got your new old head coach back for Glidden Ralston. We'll see if it's like riding a bike and you get right back on it and you can pick up where you left off.
Yep. And again, for each coach, it's about finding what their identity is for the kids they have. You got to put your kids and your mix of talent in the right position to win. So it'll be interesting to see Glidden Ralston, Coach Lynch, put his players in a different offensive formations. We saw a little bit of it pregame. It'll be interesting to see how that fits his kids. And then Coon Rapids, from what we could see pregame, they're going to do the same thing they've done in previous years.
I felt like I was watching an 8-man football game last night. I did the Carroll game at Denison Schleswig. Carroll ran 43 plays of offense, and 2 of them were passes. So I feel like I'm prepared for this game tonight. It should be fun. We'll get to starting lineups in just a moment. You're listening to the Mackey Motors pregame show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors of Lake City and online at MackeyMotors.com. As I mentioned in the open, the Crusaders won this matchup last year. They were the home team. This year it's Glidden Ralston in charge of announcing and getting things ready for this game. The last time Glidden Ralston beat Coon Rapids Bayard in a football game was back in 2015, and I do think that was the year they made it to the Dome. So we will see if they can snap this 5-game losing streak, or if the Crusaders, with their new quarterback, and they've got lots of new faces and new places as well, if they can keep that train a-rolling. Let's go ahead and check out tonight's starting lineups, and we will begin with the Glidden Ralston Wildcat offense. I have not seen if we know who won the coin toss or who will receive or anything like that yet, so we'll just go ahead and get through everybody here. Glidden Ralston's offense, they'll be led by senior quarterback John Whitfer, 400 passing yards a year ago, 11 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. He'll have in the backfield Ethan Olberding, a senior, and Jackson Sklenar, a pair of sophomore running backs. They'll also rotate in some Emmett Snyder, a junior at times, but Snyder not starting. Olberding, Sklenar, those two are. The tight ends for the Wildcats, Chandler Grossman, a junior, Mark Lynch, a junior. And on that offensive line, you've got Kyler Eichscheid, a senior, Charles Schoen, a junior, and Wade Hunter, a junior. And then for the Coon Rapids Bayard defense, their defensive line has a pair of seniors on the ends, Lance Clayberg and Jacob Estrada. Estrada, their leading tackler, back from a year ago. He was the 3rd leading tackler, but the top 2 were seniors. And then the nose tackle is Tyler Moore, a sophomore. The linebackers tonight, Colby Culbertson, a junior, and Cal Hayden, a freshman. On the outside, Hayden, a name that if you are a Coon Rapids Bayard baseball fan, as an 8th grader, he was excellent this year. I expect to see some fun things out of him on the gridiron too. 4 years ahead of him, hopefully. Cal Hayden, freshman, starting at linebacker, and then the middle linebacker also starting at quarterback for the Crusaders, but Wyatt Oswald, a sophomore. And then in the secondary, Parker Hayes, a sophomore, and Omarion Floyd, a junior. Both of those two with some good defensive playing time during their freshman and sophomore years last year. Now, let's take a look at Coon Rapids Bayard's offense. And they'll be led by Wyatt Oswald, a sophomore quarterback. He did throw 4 passes last year, coming in late in some games. Went 3 for 4, 67 yards with a touchdown, and his only incompletion was an interception. The running backs will be Jacob Estrada and Lance Clayberg, 2 seniors in the backfield. Tight ends of Trey Rosenbeck, a junior, and another junior, Colby Culbertson. And on the offensive line, the guards on the outside, Mason Betts, a junior, Cade Barron's a junior, and the center, youngster Tyler Moore, a sophomore. For Glidden Ralston, their starting defense. On that defensive line, they've got a pair of juniors, Chandler Grossman and Charles Schoen, and also a senior, Kyler Eichscheid. The linebackers, Waylon Hine, a sophomore, Mark Lynch, a junior, and senior Jackson Sklenar. Sklenar did have 3 interceptions, including 1 touchdown last year, and he was their second leading tackler. In the secondary, Ethan Olberding, a senior, and Emmett Snyder, a junior. So those are all of your starters tonight for the Glidden Ralston Wildcats, coming off a 2-7 campaign a year ago. And the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders, they come in after that 3-5 season last year. New start, flip the page over, 2022 season is here, and we're starting a day late compared to everybody else. I looked on Varsity Bound, it looks like there is one other game going on in the state today. I believe it's either Greene County or ACGC or both. I didn't actually look close enough to see if both teams are playing each other or what, but they must have some Saturday game as well. But players being introduced here in front of what is actually looking like a pretty good crowd. You think of 2 8-man schools playing on a behemoth field like this, a 4A, well, I guess a 5A school now, a Valley. Both crowds well represented here. It should be a fun atmosphere, and you can hear the fans on their feet as their students and their athletes come trotting out onto this 100-yard condensed down to an 80-yard field. So Nathan, we're just moments away. Final thoughts before we wrap up our Mackey Motors pregame show.
I think we've talked about some of these skill players, but where my focus is on the offensive and defensive line. In 8-man football, you have to have athletic linemen that can move and play in space, who can put their players and has that kind of talent at the offensive line and defensive line could make a huge difference in this game.
You've been listening to the Mackey Motors pregame show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors of Lake City on 93.7 KKRL. We'll be back to the Gatorade broadcast booth in a moment. Gatorade, distributed by Pepsi Beverages in Carroll. Gatorade, helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. It's the battle in the Valley at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Some 8-man football between District 10's Coon Rapids Bayard and District 1's Glidden Ralston Wildcats. The pregame show is in the books. Kickoff is on the way shortly here on 93.7 KKRL.
Being a part of a team is not only fun, it can give our students a sense of identity and help them develop long-term relationships. This is Dr. Nate Luth, Next Generation Chiropractic. Student athletes, make sure you are taking care of your body before, during, and after the game. Proper warm-ups and cool-down are vital to staying on the field or court, and having regular chiropractic appointments can help reduce the risk of injury. Stay in the game by taking care of your body. Good luck to all area student athletes this season. Let's stay healthy and have fun.
Midwest Wholesale is your local building products headquarters. We have everything you need for your smaller home improvements to the building of your home or commercial building. We pride ourselves on giving you top-notch service, quality products with competitive prices. So whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, a contractor, or you just need a little help on a project, Midwest Wholesale is a one-stop resource for all your building needs. Midwest Wholesale, how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, we deliver.
Overcast skies, temps in the mid-80s, and some ominous-looking clouds off to the north and to the east. But as far as we can tell, checking the radar, things look good so far, and we believe that things may stay to the north. They're calling for some heavy rain up north of here anyway. We are down in West Des Moines tonight. Coon Rapids Bayard will receive this opening kickoff. They'll go north to south, left to right, headed toward the scoreboard. We've got 12 minutes on the clock, and we are set to go. Big thanks to all of our sponsors tonight. You've been listening to the Mackey Motors pregame show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors of Lake City and online at MackeyMotors.com. Alongside Nathan Graving, I'm Nick Brinks in the Gatorade broadcast booth. We've got Tyler Bruner running our video stream tonight, powered by New Way Auto Group. That's on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page. Check it out. Viewers are knocking on the door to get into that broadcast. Should be a fun one here tonight. Glidden Ralston will have the Vegas gold jerseys, the royal blue bottoms, white tops for the Crusaders, red numbers, black pants. And The Crusaders will receive the opening kickoff from their own 8-yard line. It's Omarion Floyd, and he's got plenty of running room out across the 30-yard line. A nice 22-yard return as Floyd gives his team good field position, the junior. And that'll be the first kickoff of the season for these two teams. We're underway. They'll have it at their own 30. And we are underway here. So we will see what the sophomore quarterback Wyatt Oswald and this squad can come out and do. He will line up out of the shotgun. Little razzle-dazzle to start, a little Philly special looking type play. Deep pass, near sideline, opening play, touchdown, it is! It's a touchdown to Lance Clayberg, and he takes it all the way for 50 yards on a trick play.
They actually ran it into and had Lance lined up at quarterback, took the snap, shotgun snap, handed the ball off in a jet sweep to Wyatt, allowed him to throw the ball back across his body to Lance on a wheel route after he handed the ball off. So you're exactly right, Philly special type play.
Except instead of Nick Foles making the catch, it is Lance Clayberg. What a start for Coach Moore and this offense. He's had, 9-10 months to think of that play, and he came out firing first play of the season. It's a touchdown. You cannot ask for a better start for an offense.
Yeah, we were just talking at the beginning about offensive identity. You throw a trick play in there, it's not about identity.
And the extra point is through the uprights for senior kicker Jacob Estrada. He nails his first attempt of the season. A 7-0 lead for the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders, and you're listening to KKRL. We're 21 seconds in, 4 quarters to go on KKRL.
St. Anthony Regional Hospital, the regional leader in healthcare, dedicated to improving the health of the people they serve. At St. Anthony Regional Cancer Center, you'll find the convenience of cancer and oncology consultation and treatment in one convenient location. At St. Anthony Clinic, you'll find a team of doctors and nurses that care about you and your family's health. St. Anthony Clinic is devoted to comprehensive health care for people of all ages. For every stage of life, always look to the cross. Always St. Anthony.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
Back in West Des Moines, Coon Rapids Bayard strikes on a 50-yard touchdown pass from Wyatt Oswald to Lance Clayberg. And now Glidden Ralston will return it from their own 10. They've got some running room down the near sideline, tackled at their own 30-yard line. It'll look like the 50 with this converted 11-man field down to an 8-man field. Both teams will begin their first possessions from their own 30, and we will see what kind of success the Wildcats have on their first play.
Yeah, it's always nerve-wracking. I think these plays that we've seen good returns, and obviously the Wildcat pass for the touchdown. When you're starting the season, there's only so many things you can practice before your first game. And you can get exposed for a lot of these type of things. Good kickoff returns, trick play.
The Crusaders came out with a trick play to start. Glidden Ralston, all reliable here. They're going to line up in good old-fashioned 8-man I formation, and it's a give to the fullback for a gain of 3 right up the middle to senior Jackson Sklenar. And the senior will bring up 2nd down and 7. Sklenar coming off a 43-yard campaign a season ago, had a 13-yard touchdown, and he clearly will be a major part of this rushing offense this season.
Yeah, it appears Glidden Ralston's going to go towards their experience at running back and quarterback and run the ball between quarterback and 2 different running backs here.
2nd and 7. This time they'll fake the give, and a quarterback keeper for John Whitver, and he'll spin his way up the middle for a gain of 2. Had the option to pitch it out to the right side, kept it himself, and picks up 2.
Yeah, looks like they're going to try to run option, fake with the fullback dive, sometimes give it, quarterback can pull, run with it, pitch if they want. The difficult part of that is you have to have really good practice with that, what we call mesh. And right there, the mesh between the fullback and quarterback was not very clean.
From their own 35-yard line, once again, I formation, Whitver under center. They'll pitch out left side this time. They look and find Ethan Olberding. He is swarmed in the backfield for a loss of 3, and it will be a 4th down and 8 for the offense of Glidden Ralston. One play, 50-yard touchdown for the Crusaders, a 3 and out for the Wildcats, offensively at least. One series apiece. Crusaders get the upper hand early on, and now the punter will come on for Glidden Ralston. And they had Ethan Olberding listed as their punter, but I think this is John Whitver back to do the duties of punting it away. He'll stand at his own 19-yard line. High snap, almost over his head. Nice job getting it down. He barely gets rid of it. The end-over-end kick hops at the opposite 19, inside the 10, rolls all the way down to the 2-yard line. So they do go 3 and out, but they flip field position, and now the Crusaders will be backed up to their own end zone.
Well, and that punt could have been disaster. The snap was high, like you mentioned, and it forced Whitver to have to back up about 5-8 yards to catch it, punt it, and Coon Rapids was almost there to block it. They actually hesitated from blocking, fearing, I think, roughing the kicker.
It turned out to be what could have been a disaster into a really good kick. It turns out to be, we'll call it a 48-yard kick pinned at the 2. Not too shabby.
Difficult with the 8-man football field squeezed into the 11-man football field. The yard lines markers are a little off.
Yeah, anyone that goes to the Unidome, you see this same thing. They squish everything to one side. Now under center, here's Oswald, a handoff, and he goes to the tailback, Lance Clayberg, who caught that touchdown on their opening drive, straight up the gut for 3, and the Crusaders cannot go 2 for 2 on touchdown plays. Their offense now will be at their own 5 for 2nd down and 7.
Clayberg set the tone there, though. He ran over a guy on the defensive end, defensive lineman, so I think he's setting some physicality to start.
A year ago, Lance Clayberg rushed for just over 100 yards, had 49 receiving yards and a touchdown, and he's already topped his receiving yards this season in one game. Here's a pitch out, right side, now some shifty footwork back to the left, up the middle, tackled at the the 11-yard line. And that'll be a gain of about 6. It'll bring up 3rd down and short for the offense. Clayberg, he did that one all himself pretty much.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go on the right-hand side. He took the pitch to run to the right, stopped, didn't have anywhere to go, and cut back to the left and somehow found an opening.
You're listening to 93.7 KKRL alongside Nathan Graving. I'm Nick Brinks. We're also streaming on YouTube tonight, powered by New Way Auto Group on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page. Out of the shotgun, but some early movement and a whistle. 3rd down and 1 may become 3rd and 6, although no, I think it's going to be against the defense. It was apparent as soon as you saw the claps from the Crusader offense. And as a head coach, is there anything more frustrating than giving up a 3rd down and 1 on a 5-yard penalty defensively?
Yeah, absolutely not. And I think they really drew him off. Coon Rapids had a guy in motion and just undisciplined there by Glidden Ralston, seeing something like that and getting caught off guard.
Now at their own 16-yard line, they have a man in motion. That's Omar Floyd. He'll take the sweep right side, gets to the sideline just outside the numbers, and is pushed out of bounds for a loss of 1 on the play for his first carry of the season.
Yeah, great job by Olberding coming up from his safety position, and Waylon Hine too. They stretched that play out and just kept pushing the running back all the way to the sideline where he just had nowhere to go.
There are some times when you see a safety as the leading tackler. That's usually not a good sign, but this time the safety in on a tackle for a loss and not being tackled for 10 to 15-yard gains. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. The Crusaders sticking with the running game on this second drive. This will be their 4th play of this second series. Oswald flushes out right side, designed run with a flag down, pushed out across the 20 at the 23. It'll be shy of a 1st down by a few yards, but a flag well in the backfield, usually in the area of holding here.
Yeah, it definitely looked that way.
Live in West Des Moines tonight, Valley Stadium hosting this game for the 2nd year in a row. They unofficially or officially call it the Battle in the Valley. Really a neat thing that they do. It gives some of these small schools a big game feel. I know this summer I did a Carroll baseball game at Principal Park now that they don't do the state tournament. It's still cool to get experience on a big stage, even when it's not the state tournament, when you can get some cool regular season games like this, no matter the sport.
Well, in football, one thing that's really unique here is you're probably not seeing many turf fields in 8-man football. They're playing on a turf field, and that play's different, actually. The speed is different, especially the kicking game gets very different.
Oswald, 2nd down and 21, steps back, throws it. It's going to be intercepted. It's picked off by Olberding. He's got a chance for the pick 6, and he dives into the end zone. Ethan Olberding, 2 interceptions a season ago and a pick 6. Week 1 here in 2022 for the Wildcats.
What a great vertical by Olberding. Throw was kind of lofted in the air. Olberding went up, got it, and went straight to the end zone right in between everybody. One thing that I've really seen needs to be worked on by both teams is pursuit. There's just a sense of shock by both sides on that play where everybody stood still and Olberding just ran past everyone. Got to see better pursuit from both sides of the ball, both teams.
Ethan Olberding with 4 takeaways his junior season. And before the extra point, we will have a timeout called. So we will step away too. We will have the extra point coming in just a moment. 7:37 to go in the first quarter. The Wildcats trying to tie it up with a pick 6. Extra point coming next.
One of the best kept secrets in Carroll is JP Flooring. I was looking to replace the floor in a couple rooms at home. It can be super overwhelming with all of the options available. I popped by JP Flooring and was super surprised and impressed with the showroom and selection. I had no idea how extensive their product lines were. They have a designer on staff that helped me narrow down what I was looking for. When you change your floors, it changes the whole character of a room. I used their product visualizer and could literally see in advance what the styles would look like in my room. I totally recommend JP Flooring in Carroll.
Exciting game.
I have 2 stat sheets just in case. Timeout taken by the defense here. The Crusaders will call the timeout. Glidden Ralston will come on and not attempt the extra point. They're going for 2.
I think that's why the Crusaders called a timeout. They weren't expecting Glidden Ralston come out going for 2.
I formation. They give it to Olberding, but he can't hang on to it. Ball is loose, and it will be recovered by the defense. 2-point conversion will fail. It is 7-6. Crusaders, a 1-play touchdown drive to start. Glidden Ralston with a pick 6 on their second defensive series. We'll take a break and be back. 7:37 to go in the first quarter. Crusaders 7, Wildcats 6. You're listening to 93.7 KKRL.
At Carroll County Solid Waste, we deliver environmental services, such as recycling opportunities. You'll find our blue recycle containers at the park, the ball field, on Main Street, and at many summer events. We also have portable event recycling stands for you to borrow, free of charge for your summer gatherings. So while you're out enjoying the summer fun, look for us. We've got your recycling needs covered. We're Carroll County Solid Waste, delivering environmental services together.
Family owned and operated since 1948, Quant Auto Salvage is the area's best full-service scrap facility. Whether you are looking to sell scrap iron, vehicles, or batteries, or you need to locate that difficult-to-find part for your vehicle, they have what you need. And if it isn't in stock, they can locate it with their nationwide parts database, or you can pull it yourself at their You Pull It. Quant Auto Salvage. They sell the best and recycle the rest on Kitty Hawk Avenue in Carroll.
Back for a kick return touchdown. Sorry, we missed the beginning of that one, but we are back here in West Des Moines, and it's a kick return touchdown for Lance Clayberg. He had a 50-yard touchdown catch on the first drive, and then on special teams, he takes it the distance.
Yeah, actually, Glidden kicked it short, went to another player. I didn't catch who. They fumbled the ball on the return. Clayberg picks it up, and there's multiple times where it looked like he might have been tackled, he might have been out of bounds. Again, everybody just kind of stopped, and Clayberg just kept going and found a way into the end zone. What an incredible start to this game just in the first 5 minutes.
13-6 now. The Crusaders coming on for the extra point with Jacob Estrada, and I think that tells us that we'll try to take 30-second timeouts after touchdowns instead of minutes, or I need to stop talking a little sooner. Here comes Estrada on to try to make it an 8-point lead. Bobbled snap. Oswald will be wrapped up in the backfield, so it's a 7-point lead for the Crusaders. 3 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes. Back after this on KKRL.
At The Present Company, we will help you transition your home and wardrobe with the changing seasons. Hi, this is Andrea. Whether you're looking to get warm and toasty this winter, or it's time for a light and airy lift this spring, shop our collection of boutique-style clothing, gorgeous accessories, and purses. Add personal style to your home with unique home decor pieces that will warm your rooms from wall to wall. Infuse your home and your wardrobe with style from The Present Company in Audubon.
So Coon Rapids Bayard fumbles the ensuing kickoff after Glidden Ralston's pick 6. They fumble it. Lance Clayberg picks it up, and he scoops it and scores with it. Not a turnover, but a fumble that actually worked to their favor.
I think we've seen just about everything. Fill up your bingo card in this game. We've seen a trick play for a touchdown to open. We've seen a punt almost get blocked, but then go all the way down to the 2-yard line. We've seen now the kickoff return, fumble, return for the touchdown, and we've seen a pick 6. What else is next, Nick?
Let's see. I left my bingo sheet in the car. We have to see what's the free space tonight. So a 13-6 lead, and again, no touchdown tonight is what I would call ordinary. Little Philly special, a pick 6. A fumbled kick return touchdown. And here's a high onside kick. It's loose, and I think the Crusaders will jump on it, but there are flags down at the 35-yard line of the Wildcats. I'm wondering if
they can't hit the returner before he actually touches the ball.
I was thinking maybe it didn't go far enough, but that clearly did, and yeah, it looks like that'll be the call. There are 3 flags down. Wildcats should get away from this one without a turnover.
Either that or they were offsides.
So for the moment, Coon Rapids Bayard does recover the onside kick, but Glidden Ralston's offense is setting up at that Valley Stadium 50-yard line, which is their own 30 tonight. Yeah, it'll be a kick interference.
Yep. So right there, Coon Rapids tried to do a pop-up kick, and catch Glidden Ralston off guard. The one thing Glidden Ralston has to do, and this is learned for all football players, if you get one of those pop-up kicks that are short like that, the other team's trying to take advantage of you, fair catch it. You can fair catch a kickoff. That's totally okay. I don't think Glidden Ralston quite did that there, but I guess I didn't see it anyway. But that's what you got to be aware from. But didn't work out to Coon Rapids' favor.
The way this game is starting, expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
That moves Glidden Ralston almost to the red zone. They're at the 25 of the Crusaders. They'll hand it off up the middle. Ethan Olberding will try to spin out of a tackle. He'll gain a yard or 2 to the 24 of Coon Rapids Bayard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. That gives us a chance to catch our breath and talk about just a normal offensive play.
Yeah, and what's interesting is Glidden hasn't been on offense very much because, again, their one score was a pick 6. But it's interesting because so far Glidden's run a different play every time, and what I'd like to see is them find a play that works for them and be able to go back to it as their base.
4 running plays, Olberding with 2, Whitver 1, Sklenar 1. Certainly spreading it around early on out of the I formation. John Whitver will take the snap, gives it to the tailback, and this time we see a handoff to Emmett Snyder, the junior, for the first time. So 5 running plays and 4 different ball carriers for the Wildcats. This will bring up a gain of 1. So we will see Snyder on the field for that, and it's 3rd down and about 7.
What I'd like to see, especially with these different running plays, you're seeing some uncomfort, I guess, with the quarterback and the running back getting the handoffs right. That's where we saw the fumble on the 2-point conversion. Finding those steps, that mesh, that handoff point is going to be really important.
3rd down and 7 for the Wildcats at the Crusader 23. Up the middle. Here's inside the 20, down to the 15, and Olberding takes it inside the 5, tackled there. It'll be first down and goal, and Olberding is doing a great job on both sides of the football. He carries it for a gain of 18.
Right there, that was the simplest play you could run out of I formation. You had the fullback lead up through the middle, and the running back took the ball and followed right behind him. You know, that ISO lead play out of I formation, easiest one, and that was their most successful.
At the 5-yard line now, the Wildcats will come out of the I formation again. The Vegas gold jerseys, blue bottoms, Crusaders in white jerseys, black pants. Here's a give to the fullback. I think the ball popped out, and Whitver will have to just fall on it. Only a loss of 1, but knocking on the door of a touchdown, and you put the ball on the ground, lucky to lose just 1.
It's the same problem that I've mentioned now a couple times. It's that handoff mesh point. They're just off right now, and they got to find that sweet spot so they can run their option or get the handoffs clean, not cause fumbles, most importantly, but secondly, actually set up the play for success.
Under 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. We've already seen 3 touchdowns. 2 for the Crusaders. They lead 13-6 over the Wildcats, looking to answer. Here's a fake out to the left side. Whitfer rolls out right side, and it's a passing touchdown. Wide open. Nobody home to cover Mark Lynch. And the junior, no catches a year ago, catches a touchdown for 6 yards. And now the Glidden Ralston Wildcats will have a chance to tie it.
It was only a matter of time before Glidden Ralston would run a play action. They've been running the ball, trying to find the right run play. Right when they started finding success, they pulled the rug out from underneath the Crusaders, ran play action where they faked the handoff, quarterback rolled to the right, had a wide open Lynch for the touchdown.
And I saw almost an exact scenario play out last night in that Carroll game. Carroll was running, and then they roll out with the quarterback right side, get a wide open 30-yard touchdown in the end zone. 2-point conversion again out of the I formation. Whitfer looks to play the option, and he'll dive for the goal line, and he will be in for a 1-point lead for the Glidden Ralston Wildcats. It is 14.
People want and deserve more comfort, efficiency, and reliability, both in their homes and places of work. Dries Company will be there to meet these challenges, whether we are designing a new system or servicing your existing equipment. We are a rapidly growing company that strives to meet and exceed all your expectations. No matter if you are looking to buy new appliances or need the help from one of our certified technicians, we are here for you. We pride ourselves in our installation and service. Dries Company, servicing the Carroll area since 1933.
A squib kick by the Wildcats, muffed but returned by the man behind, and that's Omar Floyd, tripped up past the 20. And the Crusaders will come onto the field at their own 24-yard line. Crusaders trailing for the first time right now as Glidden Ralston went for 2, and they now lead at 14-13. And of the 4 touchdowns we've seen, that last one, a passing play on just a normal everyday rollout, nothing special about it, but in this game, I guess ordinary is special.
Well, and hats off to the Wildcats. They've taken some punches in this fight so far, but for them to come back and just have a traditional offensive drive, execute, and go down for the touchdown on running the ball, passing the ball with their bread and butter, really good to see.
Oswald hands it off up the middle to Lance Clayberg, and he had nowhere to go at the line of scrimmage, broke through. I thought maybe he had some daylight out ahead, but he does barely get drugged down, and it will be a gain of 6 out to their own 30-yard line. And going back to that last play for Glidden Ralston in that last drive, that was all set up by the kind of a high onside kick with kick interference that gave Glidden Ralston great field position early on in this one.
Yeah, we've seen special teams make a big difference in this game already, and that's tough to get enough practice in ahead of week 1.
Now the Crusaders will come out. They'll go to Clayberg out of the direct snap, and he's got running room up the far sideline. First down, and the touchdown-saving tackle perhaps out at the 32 of Glidden Ralston as he takes it 18 yards. He lined up as the quarterback for that one and takes it for a first down across midfield.
He is running with an attitude in this game, and it was the same story we've seen a couple times. He was going to the left on kind of a sweep, direct snap sweep play, had nothing there, was patient, but when he found his opening, he ran hard and ran over defensive players.
Glidden Ralston 14, Coon Rapids Bayard 13, under 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter here on KKRL and the New Way Auto Group video stream on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page. Thanks to Tyler Bruner running that tonight. I'm Nick Brinks alongside Nathan Graving in the Gatorade broadcast booth. Oswald will line up out of the shotgun. Now we will have a whistle and a flag, a delay of game against the offense, and that'll stop the clock for a moment with 3:05 remaining in this opening quarter. But it gives us a chance to collect our breath for at least a moment. That will bring up first down and 15 now, just past midfield at the 37.
Yeah, I've seen that now the second time where Coon Rapids likes to change their offense a little bit. Sometimes they'll be under center. Sometimes they'll take shotgun snap, have a receiver ready to jet sweep and play some misdirection. And when they try to switch up their formations and their packages, sometimes you see them be a little bit uncertain and
Here's
not
Oswald.
organized.
Oswald, the designed keeper, right side, flag down in the backfield. He'll be tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain, but that flag thrown behind midfield. And we'll see if it's a holding call, which could set up first down and 25 or so if that is the case. But for the moment, no gain on the carry for Oswald. Great to have you along tonight in West Des Moines at Valley Stadium, and it will be an offensive holding call. Crusaders will move backwards, and that's one of those tough ones because that was a flag well behind the line of scrimmage, so it will go down as more than a 10-yard penalty all the way back to their own 27. They were across midfield at about the 37. Ends up being about a 16-yard penalty.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see, do the Crusaders now go straight to the passing game on first down, knowing they're so far behind the chains.
First and 25 looks that way. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Oswald under pressure, gets rid of it, dumps it off to a man on the far sideline. I think Parker Hayes, the sophomore, is the one who will make the catch. I want to get another look at his number here. Yeah, it does look like a 9. Sometimes it's hard to decipher whether it's a 9 or a 5. And Parker Hayes, coming off a 4-catch, 27-yard season a year ago, he picks up a few here, back to the 35-yard line. And I think it was just a gain of about 3. Wyatt Oswald now 2 for 3, 53 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Oswald, 4 receivers, looks to run, right side, tripped out of bounds, just past midfield to the 37-yard line, and that'll gain 7, and that'll bring up third down and still about 15 yards to go.
And exactly what we're talking about. The Crusaders looking to pass both of the last 2 downs. Oswald's done a good job making good decisions. First pass he threw had a lot of pressure in his face, but got it to the right receiver that time. Just didn't have an open receiver, rolled out, just took the yards he could.
A minute 39 to play in this first quarter, and what an exciting first quarter we have seen thus far. 14-13, the Wildcats have a 1-point lead. Glidden Ralston scored to take that lead on a 6-yard touchdown catch by Mark Lynch. The most standard-looking touchdown we've had tonight. We've had a kick return touchdown off a fumble, a pick 6, and a little Philly special action. Here's the Crusaders with Oswald looking to throw deep down the field, a wobbly pass, and it'll be tipped and intercepted. Oberding catches it off the ricochet inside the 10, out across the 20, across the 30, and pushed out just shy of midfield. That time he caught it off the deflection, but Oberding with his second interception of the game for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Oberding just threw up a 50-50 ball along the left sideline, far sideline, but bounced off of both the hands and right into the hands of Oberding. Second interception, and man, he's making a difference being back there.
Oswald with his second thrown interception of the game. This one, that was kind of I think he was throwing it with the expectation where if it is intercepted, it's basically a punt, but there was a deflection, and that kind of threw that off, and they'll have great field position just shy of midfield at their own 34-yard line. But the Glidden Ralston Wildcats, a year ago in this contest, they only put up 8 points. They have 14, the lead, and the football now in the first quarter, late stages. Here's a handoff. They go left side, and Oberding made the interception. He'll rush off to the left side and pick up 1 to their own 35. Glidden Ralston with that 1-point lead. They have the football and will have 2nd down and 9. Olberding's 4th carry. He's got 18 yards, 2 interceptions on defense, and we've got 1 minute to go in the first quarter. From their own 35, the Wildcats working right to left. A beautiful night here in West Des Moines for this 8-man action. Overcast skies, temps in the mid-80s. Looking at some rain showers well off to the north of Des Moines. I formation, 2nd and 9. It's a give to the fullback. This time Sklenar lowers the shoulder at the left hash mark and gets across midfield to the 36. And it's a gain of 9 right at the first down marker, and they will move the sticks.
That time they really ran true option, and it looked good. There, the quarterback is reading the defensive lineman on the end, and wherever the defensive lineman goes, the quarterback's going to make a decision off of him and basically take him out of the play. And what they're trying to do, what Glidden's trying to do there, is they're taking Jacob Estrada or Clayberg out of the play each time, 2 of their better defensive players, and making them basically non-existent.
First down and 10 at the 36 now of the Crusaders. The Wildcats do not have to snap the football before this first quarter ends, but it looks like they may, and they will. Handoff up the middle, basically the same play, and Sklenar bowls his way forward for a 7-yard gain as the first quarter comes to an end. Back-to-back 9- and 7-yard runs for Sklenar, and the Wildcats are in business inside the Crusader 30. When we flip sides and go to the second quarter, you're listening to 93.7. KKRL Carroll.
From footings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
Oh, hell no! Not again! Has the roof on your home or business been damaged by the recent hailstorm? Does your roof need looked at? Let our hail damage experts at Brinks Exteriors work for you to get you a new roof. Call 712 Roof Pro. We know the last thing you want to do is worry about your biggest investment. Hail happens, but we can fix it. Call Brinks Exteriors now for a free roof inspection. 712 Roof Pro.
Ready for the second quarter on 93.7 KKRL and on the Carroll Broadcasting YouTube page, the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page. The video stream tonight powered by New Way Auto Group with the manpower of Tyler Bruner. It'll be 2nd down for the Glidden Ralston Wildcats. They'll now head toward the south end zone as this second quarter gets underway. Early on in this ball game, Glidden Ralston's defense has been creating opportunities, whether it was the touchdown itself or special teams giving them short fields. That last one, it was another interception giving them the football. But now the running game's starting to click for the Wildcats too.
And allowing them to control the pace of the game.
2nd down and 3, I formation again as they have done all night. Here's a handoff to the tailback with the assist by the tight end, Lynch. He keeps Olberding on his feet, kind of pushes him back into the open lane, and that will move the sticks to the 23-yard line. And they'll gain about 10 or so on the play. They move from the 36 down to the 22. We'll call it a 14-yard gain on the ground for Olberding.
And there was an option to just straight hand off to the tailback, Olberding there, and that's going to put the defense on their heels because they just don't know. Are they going to run option or are they going to just run right at me? I'm not sure.
I formation once again, Whitver under center with Sklenar and Olberding in the backfield. Here's a give to Olberding again. He'll be tripped up at the line of scrimmage off to the left side. A loss of 1 for Olberding. A couple interceptions on defense for Olberding. And 33 rushing yards on 6 carries. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Wildcats of Glidden Ralston. They lead the Crusaders of Coon Rapids Bayard 14-13, 1 minute into this second quarter. And now Olberding gets a well-deserved break, and we will see Emmett Snyder take his place in the backfield. That offensive line for the Wildcats, Kyler Eischeid, Charles Schoen, and Wade Hunter. The receivers, Mark Lynch and Chandler Grossman as tight ends. 2nd down and 11. And now we may see a pass play. We will. And that looked like the touchdown from earlier. Will it be another? Not quite, but they'll be down to the 5-yard line. Same play from the earlier touchdown. Lynch takes it inside the 5, down to the 4, and a gain of 19.
Yep.
Clearly, they see something where if you run the ball, they won't expect the pass, and then that's going to be there all day.
Yeah.
Although it's worked well twice, I have a feeling Glidden Ralston may not be quite as successful on that play going forward, but we'll see.
Well, Coach Lynch is also being intentional there by rolling the quarterback out to his right, allowing an easy pass with a right-handed quarterback.
Charles Schoen is the center, the junior, 5'11", 200 pounds. He's got 245 eyeshine. And here's a give left side up the middle. Sklenar on the carry, and he'll get them to the 2. And now we will have a timeout taken by the Crusader defense. Crusaders call timeout. They have their defense backed up against their own goal line, trying to keep the Wildcats at bay, and we'll take a 30-second break. And actually, you know what? We'll keep it here, actually. Let's do this. We've got 9:49 to go in this first half. The Wildcats starting to find success in the ground game. They've passed it twice tonight. It's been the same play both times. You roll out and you find Lynch in the flat. And now we'll see what they do at second down, but I expect we'll probably see an I formation give to either Sklenar or Olberding, and they'll try to punch it in. But right now, second down and goal from the 2 coming up for the Wildcats.
Well, and I think what's important, too, is the Wildcats. We've talked about the running backs and how they're lined up, but instead of having wide receivers, the Wildcats have 2 tight ends on either side, so they're really bringing the defense all inside there. That's what really opens up that play-action pass when you do it at times, and it's going to make Coon Rapids, because they didn't know what offense Glidden was going to come out with tonight. It makes Coon Rapids have to adjust on the fly, and at halftime is going to be very important to see what adjustments do they make, and can they get through this half making enough small adjustments, putting the kids in the right places and enough reminders to get them through and not give up too many points and too many yards.
Big plays have been the story for Coon Rapids Bayard. A 50-yard touchdown pass on the opening play of the game and a kick return touchdown off a fumble. Here's Glidden Ralston with a handoff to the fullback Sklenar. I don't think he'll get to the goal line. He'll be pushed back behind the line of scrimmage, but forward progress will put him at the 1. 1-yard gain for the fullback. Sklenar's 5th carry, 22 yards, and it's third down and goal from the 1 with 9:30 to go in the second quarter.
I think you're seeing a preview of what Glidden's probably going to do the rest of the season here. Is they're going to lean heavily on Sklenar at fullback, especially when you run things like option and I formation. So we think of fullback as a typical blocker, not in this type of offense. You're actually giving the ball to the fullback quite a bit and can really wreak havoc inside the tackles.
I formation, really tight formation. Here's a quarterback keeper, and this time Sklenar is used as a bulldozer. He pushes his quarterback, John Whitfer, forward for a 1-yard touchdown, and the Wildcats will extend their lead. Glidden Ralston 20 and the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders 13.
Yeah, so instead of Sklenar as a blocker or as a runner we just talked about, you're exactly right. He used as a bulldozer, quarterback sneak, and he just went right behind and pushed Whitver over the goal line for the touchdown.
Third touchdown for the Wildcats, one by Olberding, one by Lynch, and now one by the quarterback Whitver on a keeper. And the offense will stay out there for the 2-point conversion. And they've just had basically 3 plays inside the 2. And now Whitver will keep it on the option play, left side. Olberding picks it up off the ground, and he's in for the 2. Makes it work. The pitch wasn't quite there. Olberding picks it up off the hop and takes it in. It's 22-13. Glidden Ralston back in a minute. You're listening to KKRL.
And here's the pitch.
How about this? It's gonna work.
I think so too.
American Family Insurance wants to help you bring your dream home to life. New homeowners can save an average of 22%.
American Family Insurance.
For details, contact Nicole Unken at Nicole Unken Agency. Call 712-792-1262 or stop by 412 Highway 30 today.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
Just over 9 minutes to go in this first half. We'll bring you the Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show. For all of your home, farm, auto, or commercial insurance needs, visit them in Carroll or call 792-4525. Kick out of bounds by the Glidden Ralston Wildcats. And now Coon Rapids Bayard will not have the opportunity to return. Instead, they'll get good field position. But the Wildcats, early on, it looked like Coon Rapids Bayard might be able to take advantage of big plays all night long, but now Glidden Ralston, after a big play of their own, the pick 6, they've started to get things going on the ground, and then they had a nice pass play in there, a couple touchdown passes, but Wildcats up by 9 right now, looking good, and Crusaders, they're the ones looking for an answer, and actually it'll be a re-kick here for Glidden Ralston. So they'll kick it off from their own 25. 22-13, Glidden Ralston with the lead. Coon Rapids Bayard scored on their opening possession. Here's a Kyler Eichscheid squib kick. It'll be returned by Omar Floyd at his own 20. Up the far sideline, pushed out of bounds near midfield. Looks like they'll mark him out at the 33. And they will have it for this possession, down by 9. It's a 2-possession lead for the Wildcats with the Crusaders on offense. You're listening to 93.7 KKRL. And watching online, our video stream on our Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page is powered by New Way Auto Group. A lot of viewers tuning in tonight. Great to have you along. Whether you're watching or listening on the radio or your smart speaker, wherever you may be, here's a handoff to the fullback. Coon Rapids Bayard will come up just shy of midfield. It'll be a 5-yard gain as they give it here. Looking for the number.
I think it was Estrada.
25. It'll be Estrada's first carry of the game, the senior. We'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for Coon Rapids Bayard, under 8:40 to go in this first half. And now Coon Rapids Bayard, they've kind of mixed things up with their formations tonight. Now they'll come out of an I formation, offset I right side. Oswald. Option play, keeps it, first down across the 40, 35, tackled down at the 31-yard line. Nice play for 10 as Wyatt Oswald keeps it on the ground.
I think they're starting to play the same game with the Wildcats. They're 2 similar-looking plays that the Wildcats have been running. First, an inside handoff to really a wing-back, not truly a true fullback, is where Estrada is lining up at. He's lining up behind the tackle instead of behind a guard or right behind quarterback. And then there, quarterback option, and found some space for Oswald.
Now they'll go out of the offset I right side, up the middle, a sneak, and a 7-yard gain once again for Oswald. Back-to-back nice gains for the Crusaders on the ground on the legs of Wyatt Oswald. The sophomore has thrown a couple interceptions here this evening. Both turned into touchdowns for the Wildcats. A 22-13 lead for Glidden Ralston with 7.5 minutes to go in this first half. 2nd down and 3 coming up. First play of the game for Coon Rapids Bayard, they came out in kind of a Wildcat offense, and now on this series, they're looking more like the Wildcats offense. Just a little bit anyway.
Absolutely.
2nd down and 3. Once again, they use Estrada as the fullback, Oswald under center, another keeper up the middle, and he gallops into the end zone after the whistle and a flag. That will come back, it looks like. Somebody moved early, I believe, on the offensive side, but we'll get a check here. But yeah, you can tell they're starting to simplify things on offense. They were really, it is against the defense. That'll move the sticks. 5-yard penalty. Somebody was offsides. Glidden Ralston will give up a free first down.
Yeah, the Crusaders have gone away. They basically have said, stop being cute, stop getting into spread and running jet motions. Let's just keep this simple. And when we're talking quarterback sneak, it truly is. The Wildcats' defensive tackles are wide enough away from the center that quarterback's just running straight through the middle.
Handoff to the bowling ball as Lance Clayberg takes it off the right side of the line, gets to the 16-yard line, a gain of about 3. His 5th carry of the game. He has 36 yards. But they've had a feast or famine game in the passing game so far. They did have that kind of a Philly special type play on the opening drive. First play of the game, 50-yard touchdown. Otherwise, their last 3 passes, 2 have been intercepted, 1 for a touchdown. 2nd down, and a keeper again for Oswald. He'll go up the middle and pick up 2 to the 14.
Didn't have quite the space there. I think the Wildcats made an adjustment and got a little tighter on the center. And unfortunately, when you run an offense where coach calls it in and there's no choice for the quarterback to call a different play, you're kind of stuck with it, and that's where they were.
That defensive line anchored by Charles Schoen in the middle, Kyler Eischeid and Chandler Grossman on the outside. And it will bring up 3rd down and about 6 to go. Halfway through this 2nd quarter, it's a 22-13 lead for Glidden Ralston. Crusaders trying to make it a 1-possession game. Pitch out left side. Oswald with the running head start will have a 1st down and goal down to the 5. It's a 9-yard gain, and now the Crusaders are knocking on the door of their 3rd touchdown.
Yeah, just a pitch left to Clayburg to the left. Just a sweet play, and once he found a lane again, he just runs downhill and runs hard.
I love the shoulder pads on
neck
Clayburg.
roll.
He's got the neck
old
roll.
school
You
neck roll.
do not see that in the NFL hardly anymore, but he is rocking it here tonight, and he's got a couple of touchdowns, looking for his 3rd. Designed keeper. It's the direct snap to Clayburg in the backfield, and he takes it closer to the goal line, a pickup of 3 off to the right side.
Yeah, they didn't get Clayburg involved in the first few plays, and it worked quite well. But now they're going back to their bread and butter and just saying, let's give the ball to him and let's have him run downhill, try to get this thing in the end zone.
Clayburg caught that 50-yard pass on the first offensive play of the game. He'll check out for this play. Omar Floyd will come in to replace him. Estrada is the fullback. Clayburg also had the kick return touchdown picked up after a fumble. Here's the direct snap back to Floyd. He'll sweep right, gives a stiff arm to, I think, Olberding, and flags will come in as he dives for the pylon for a touchdown. But right where the stiff arm to the face of Olberding was, that's where the flags are at. We'll see what the call is. It's a touchdown for the moment from the 5.
Snyder made a big hit on the play at the end there, too.
It'll be a holding call against the offense, Estrada. And that will move them back from the 2. I think I said the 5 a bit ago, but it's from the 2. And they will go outside the 10. So that is a big penalty. Not only does it take a touchdown off the board, but now instead of falling forward for a touchdown, you're back to the 15-yard line. Ends up being a 13-yard penalty. Hold was just behind the line of scrimmage. So they will keep Omar Floyd out of the shotgun, direct snap. He'll keep it, run to the left side, and he'll be brought down in the backfield. First man almost brought him down. Second one will. And that's Emmett Snyder. He'll be credited with the tackle for a loss of 2 back to the 18 or the 17-yard line.
I think it's important to talk about the difference between the last 2 plays. The first play that Floyd lined up, all of his blockers are lined up to the right, and he ran that way. This time, all of his blockers are lined up to the right. He ran left where he has no blockers. And I know that's designed, and the idea is the Crusaders are betting he can just outrun anybody on that end. But that time, it just didn't work. The Wildcats, defensive end corner over there, they read it, and they were right there to make the tackle.
3rd down and goal. The Crusaders down by 9 here in the first half, and they're going to go back to that first play of the game a little bit. Here's a tipped ball. They wanted the touchdown pass to the left side. They were looking for Colby Culbertson for the first time. This time they passed left side. First play of the game that went for a touchdown went right side, but Oswald's pass comes up deflected by the defender intended for Culbertson.
Yeah, another Wildcat play. Direct snap to Clayburg. Handed the ball off to Oswald coming around to throw the pass. And he had the guy open for a couple seconds there too, but I don't know. It was almost like his interception earlier. He floated the ball too much. Just needs to put enough power on it and get it to your receiver.
I think it was Emmett Snyder in coverage that was able to get there at the last moment. Here it is, 4th down and long. They'll keep it right side. They've got a chance if Oswald, he fumbles it to himself in the end zone. I don't know if it counts. It'll be a touchback.
Through the side of the end zone.
He He had it on 4th down and goal from the 18, kind of swept it off to the right side, and he almost lost his footing. It kind of looked like an intentional fumble, and he hoped he could jump on it in the end zone, but he could not get there in time. He'll fumble it for a touchback.
This is the rule that I know a lot of fans that watch NFL are sick and tired of seeing, because it is really odd that you would get a touchback out of it instead of maybe the ball where you fumbled it. And either way, that was 4th down in that situation. But rare to see that happen, but it does. And like it or not, that's part of football.
And part of me, I don't know if you agree or not, but that did kind of look like he fumbled it intentionally. I don't know if a player would do that, but it almost worked.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be curious after the game.
At that point, you're right. It's 4th and goal. There's nothing you're going to lose there.
So instead, that drive was stalled by the holding call. They had it at the 2-yard line. Now Olberding carries it up the middle. He'll pick up a couple. Out to the 18-yard line. Clock winds under 3:15 to go in this opening quarter. Glidden Ralston leading by 9. They thwart the Crusaders' effort on that drive.
Well, not to belabor the point, but what was also odd on that 4th down play was it was almost like a quick snap, because nobody really moved on either side, and Clayburg just started running. So it must have been some kind of silent snap, and the Wildcats were totally caught off guard.
And they didn't really even have a quarterback under center. It's like they snapped it off to the side.
Yeah.
Here's a pitch out left side, and Snyder will get back to the line of scrimmage as he is shoved out of bounds at the numbers and will gain maybe 1. 3rd down, 6 to go with 2:35 to go in this first half. 22-13, Wildcats on top. You're listening to 93.7 KKRL alongside Nathan Graving. I'm Nick Brinks in the Gatorade broadcast booth. Gatorade, distributed by Pepsi Beverages in Carroll. Gatorade, helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. We've got our Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page up and running tonight, powered by New Way Auto Group with Tyler Bruner running the show there. 3rd down and 6, pump fake on the pitch left side, and now Whitfer is in trouble having to get rid of it. Looking before he gets out of bounds, and he'll just toss it into the sideline and throws it away. It'll stop the clock. 4th down and 6, 1:59 to go in the half. First incomplete pass of the game by Whitfer as he tried to save just a couple of yards from being pushed out of bounds for a loss. But he wanted to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody downfield.
Yeah, what was odd is I really only saw 1, maybe 2 receivers downfield, and they weren't very deep downfield either. And just everything was a mess. So I like that he, at the end, threw it away. You rarely see high school quarterbacks make that decision. They try to dive, get hit hard, save yourself a little bit, especially in that situation. You're not getting any yards there.
And that's actually something the high school game in Iowa just added here in the last couple of years. For many years, as here's a low kick out of bounds. It was almost blocked by the Crusaders, but for years and years, that would have been intentional grounding. They just added that to the high school, if I remember right, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I believe. You probably know more than me, and maybe that's not the case.
No,
but
that's okay.
Here we go. Crusaders will get the football back in great field position. The Wildcat 30-yard line. 1:54 to go in the half. Crusaders down 22-13. That last drive, they were knocking on the door. They had a touchdown negated by a holding call and could not get it back. Turned it over on downs. Well, essentially turned it over into the end zone for a touchback. But now we'll see what they can do here. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders, working right to left. Oswald hands it off. They give it. And Clayburg is wrapped up by Snyder around the right ankle. Plenty of gold jerseys come in to finish him off. And it's a gain of 6 on the carry, the 9th for Clayburg tonight.
Yeah, Olberding and Snyder are making the difference on the Wildcat defense. They're the 2 safeties. They're the furthest back. And you were mentioning it earlier, Nick. How are they part of the run game? Well, in 8-man football, you have to have good safeties part of the run game. There's only so many people up front that are going to eat blocks for you and leave somebody free to make the tackle, and that's their safeties. That's who they're relying on.
Clayburg in the backfield. Here's a give to the fullback. Estrada lines up left side, takes it up the middle, gets nowhere as Estrada picks up his 2nd carry of the game. He's got 5 yards. A minute to go here in the first half. We've got the Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show coming your way. The Crusaders are down to 1 timeout, and depending on what happens on this 3rd down and 4, we'll see how they use that timeout. Obviously, if they get a 1st down, they'll be more likely to use it, but with 24 yards to go, that's still quite a ways here in 8-man. Down to 42 seconds. Oswald pitches it out right side to Kleberg. He's got some daylight. He's got the first down. He'll be tripped up. I think he stays in bounds. That'll stop the clock for just a moment, and it will go for 7. It'll move the sticks, but now they will have that timeout at their disposal that they will surely use here at some point. 30 seconds to go. Clock is winding. They've got the sticks reset, and they will use it here.
No, they started running the clock before the sticks were actually set. They started it when the ball was spotted, which is incorrect, so they have to stop it and reset.
Yep, they will put 6 seconds back on the clock. I thought it was kind of weird that the clock was still running, but I was going to roll with it. So they're inside the 20 right now to the 18. They'll get 6 seconds put back, and now the referee will start the clock now as they break huddle. Or not. Clock not moving yet. So it'll be first down from the 18. Kleberg wants to throw, looks to the right side. A high floater caught inside the 5. And making the grab, Colby Culbertson. First catch of the season for Culbertson. And it comes on a 16-yard completion. We'll call it a 15-yard completion from Kleberg. And now from inside the 5. Here's a keeper. Oswald sweeps left side. Inside the 5, pushed back a couple yards. It'll be a loss on the play. Did he get out of bounds?
He did. That was huge. That was a broken play there. Oswald rolled to his left, thought he was supposed to hand the ball off to Kleberg. Kleberg didn't take it. He just ran right past him, and Oswald was just left running for his life to the left, but fortunate to get out of bounds, stopped the clock with 11 seconds.
And that was a situation where he could have thrown it away like we saw Whitver do on the other side. Fortunately for the Crusaders, they, now they do take the timeout anyway here. It'll be second down and goal from the 4. We'll go ahead and keep it here. We've got the Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show coming up shortly. Roselle Mutual is a proud sponsor of our halftime show all season long, whether it's football or basketball. They believe in the value of youth activities to help develop future adults who will live in and be leaders in our communities. For all of your home, farm, auto, or commercial insurance needs, visit Roselle Mutual in Carroll or call 792-4525. But you go back to the first drive of the game where the Crusaders gave up a touchdown on the pick 6. They had to burn a timeout on the extra point because they lined up for the extra point. Glidden Ralston came out wanting to go for 2. It worked, so that was not a wasted timeout in my opinion. Then they had to burn one a little bit later. Now they are out of timeouts inside the 4, so essentially you need a touchdown or an incomplete pass. They do not have time probably. Well, I won't say they don't, but it's most likely that a running play that's not a touchdown and it's inbounds may end the half.
Probably a pass here, I would guess.
Oswald will take the shotgun snap unless he knows he can get there. He dives right side. He's in. It's a Wyatt Oswald touchdown run with 7 seconds to go here in the first half. And it comes from 4 yards out.
Yeah, he had the choice to throw it to Kleberg. He actually did have Kleberg open in the end zone. But, yeah, if it's safer where he thinks he can beat him to the outside and get to the right side pylon faster, he can keep it and make it easier, and he sure did.
It's one of those plays where you got to have a lot of confidence or you're going to have an earful.
Yep.
He does get there. Jacob Estrada will come on right now. A 3-point deficit for the Crusaders, and they'll try to get within 2. The extra point using the actual Valley Stadium Northern goalposts, and it's good. 22-20. Final seconds yet to go here in the second quarter. Back after this on 93.7 KKRL Carroll.
Visiting the DePaco Credit Union was the thing that started all this.
We had a lot of student loan debt, low credit scores for bad decisions we had made in our younger years.
We thought it was the point where you could never come back from it. We've always wanted to own our own restaurant, so I just kind of floated the idea like, oh, I found this food truck.
I was like, yeah, let's try it. DePaco helped us so much with just putting everything together.
Definitely life-changing for us.
What we have right now would not have been possible without DePaco Credit Union.
Back in West Des Moines, watching a few lightning strikes way off in the east. Pulled up the radar a little bit earlier, and those showers were, that's over by Grinnell. So certainly not within a radius that a lightning delay would be an issue, but as we're also watching a big jumbo jet flying in from the north as well. All kinds of things in the skies here tonight. Lots of points in this first half, too. Fun first half. What a ball game we have seen so far. Both teams now above 20. It's 22-20. Wildcats leading, and they will have 7 seconds on the clock as Coon Rapids Bayard will kick it away from their own 30, and Estrada will squib it to the near sideline, and the Wildcats will run it to the near side, and they will have about 2 seconds to go. We'll see how crazy they want to get here. I believe it was Olberding who scooped it and ran it for a few yards.
Yeah, how crazy this game has been, especially on special teams as the Crusaders. You're happy to get that ball squibbed and just collapse on the ball carrier. And the way Glidden has played, which has basically been run the ball, play action, probably won't see anything crazy, maybe even just a quarterback kneel down.
So they'll have it. Final play of the half. It will be a kneel down. And the Glidden Ralston Wildcats. John Whitford takes the knee. Some first half victory formation. The Wildcats will go into halftime with a 2-point lead. They are on top of the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders 22-20. Coming up next, we'll bring you the Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show for all of your home, farm, auto, or commercial insurance needs. Visit them in Carroll or call 792-4525. We are live in the Gatorade broadcast booth tonight. Gatorade, helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform, distributed by Pepsi Beverages in Carroll, alongside Nathan Graving to my left and Tyler Brunner to my right, running our video stream this evening on the Carroll Broadcasting Sport. It's 22-20. Glidden Ralston leading the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders. Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show is next on KKRL.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
People want and deserve more comfort, efficiency, and reliability, both in their homes and places of work. Dries Company will be there to meet these challenges, whether we are designing a new system or servicing your existing equipment. We are a rapidly growing company that strives to meet and exceed all your expectations. No matter if you are looking to buy new appliances or need the help from one of our certified technicians, we are here for you. We pride ourselves in our installation and service. Dries Company, servicing the Carroll area since 1933.
How about this?
It's gonna work. I think so too.
American Family Insurance wants to help you bring your dream home to life. New homeowners can save an average of 22%.
American Family Insurance.
For details, contact Nicole Unken at Nicole Unken Agency. Call 712-792-1262 or stop by 412 Highway 30 today.
Being a part of a team is not only fun, it can give our students a sense of identity and help them develop long-term relationships. This is Dr. Nate Luth, Next Generation Chiropractic. Student athletes, make sure you are taking care of your body before, during, and after the game. Proper warm-ups and cool-down are vital to staying on the field or court, and having regular chiropractic appointments can help reduce the risk of injury. Stay in the game by taking care of your body. Good luck to all area student athletes this season. Let's stay healthy and have fun.
DMAC's 11,000 square foot expansion is done. It features a state-of-the-art welding lab and classroom. Students can learn on their schedule a variety of welding techniques and methods now available on the DMAC Carroll campus. The expansion also includes a brand new commons area that features study spaces and will host many events, including guest speakers. With this new space, students can easily access one-on-one support from advisors and counselors. To make your educational goals a reality, come see our expansion today or call us at 792-1755.
Welcome to the Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show here in West Des Moines. Roselle Mutual believes in the value of youth activities to help develop future adults who will live in and be leaders in our communities. For all of your home, farm, auto, or commercial insurance needs, visit them in Carroll or call 792-4525. And we can ensure you that that was a great first half. We saw some things that you don't see a whole lot, like your team fumbling the football on a kick return and taking it back for a touchdown. Haven't seen that one very often. Coon Rapids Bayard did that on their second touchdown of the game, but they opened it up. After the first kick return of the game, they got set up at their own 30-yard line, good field position, and then Coon Rapids Bayard comes out in a little bit of a wildcat formation. Clayberg gets the snap, hands it off to the quarterback, Wyatt Oswald, then dumps it off down the near sideline and finds Clayberg for a 50-yard touchdown pass. 7-0 Crusaders at that point early in that first quarter. Glidden Ralston answers with a 25-yard pick six by Ethan Olberding, his first of 2 interceptions tonight. The two-point conversion was no good. The Crusaders led 7-6 at that point. On that ensuing kickoff is when Clayberg took one to the house, a kick return touchdown that was originally fumbled, but he found it, found the end zone. 13-6 Crusaders at that point. Then the Wildcats, they march down the field and take a 1-point lead. A 6-yard touchdown pass from John Whitver to Mark Lynch. 2-point conversion run was good. Glidden Ralston took a 14-13 lead. They extended their lead early in the second quarter with a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, John Whitver. 2-point conversion was good there to lead by 9, 22-13. And then the Crusaders, they answered with 7 seconds to go in the half. A 4-yard touchdown run by their quarterback, Wyatt Oswald. They lined up inside the 5 with no timeouts. It had to be a touchdown or out of bounds, and he made it to that right pylon in time. And it's a 22-20 lead for the Wildcats at the half. But we look at the numbers here as we begin this Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show. Total yards definitely skews toward the Crusaders. They've moved the ball well. 50-yard touchdown pass on the first play of the game maybe skews that number just a little bit. They have outgained the Wildcats 174-86. Most of their yards for both teams have come on the ground. 106 rushing for the Crusaders, 68 passing. And for the Wildcats, 61 on the ground, 25 in the air. But really, the main difference so far has been defense for the Wildcats. Those 2 interceptions that don't show up on the offensive stats. Olberding picked off one, took it to the house for 25 yards. Picked off another one near the other end zone, gave his team good field position. And they marched down the field for another touchdown. But what a wild first half we had here in West Des Moines, and I don't anticipate this second half being a letdown.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's week 1. These teams, that first half was really trying to figure out what can we do well, what's our identity, like we talked about pregame, and you're just seeing that unfold. And now second half, it's going to be all about, okay, we know what we can do, we're seeing what the other team can do, what adjustments do we have to make, and I think that's going to be really key here coming into the second half.
It's the Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show for all of your home, farm, auto, or commercial insurance needs. Visit Roselle Mutual in Carroll or call 792-4525. It's great to have you along tonight in West Des Moines. Temps began in the mid-80s with cloudy skies, watching some showers off to the north and well east of here. We're down to 83 right now with mostly dark skies as that sun has pretty well set here just after 8 on a Saturday. Weird to be calling a high school football game on a Saturday, but that's that's another story. But coming up, we will talk about top performers from that first half, and we will do that next. You're listening to KKRL's coverage of Coon Rapids Bayard and Glidden Ralston 8-man non-district football to begin this week 1 on a Saturday at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, and our video stream tonight also on our Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page. It's powered by New Way Auto Group. The Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show rolls on next on KKRL.
Family owned and operated since 1948, Quant Auto Salvage is the area's best full-service scrap facility. Whether you are looking to sell scrap iron, vehicles, or batteries, or you need to locate that difficult-to-find part for your vehicle, they have what you need. And if it isn't in stock, they can locate it with their nationwide parts database, or you can pull it yourself at their You Pull It. Quant Auto Salvage. They sell the best and recycle the rest on Kitty Hawk Avenue in Carroll.
At the Present Company, we will help you transition your home and wardrobe with the changing seasons. Hi, this is Andrea. Whether you're looking to get warm and toasty this winter or it's time for a light and airy lift this spring, shop our collection of boutique-style clothing, gorgeous accessories, and purses. Add personal style to your home with unique home decor pieces that will warm your rooms from wall to wall. Infuse your home and your wardrobe with style from the Present Company in Audubon.
This is Iowa, and Avelo Bank has called Iowa home since 1870. With 17 locations across the state, we're proud to be part of your community. Right now, you can open an Avelo Bank Simply Free checking account for you or your business and get a new debit card immediately. We'll even buy your old bank's unused checks. Stop by or visit us online to see how we're making better banking available for you. Avelo Bank, member FDIC.
Midwest Wholesale is your local building products headquarters. We have everything you need for your smaller home improvements to the building of your home or commercial building. We pride ourselves on giving you top-notch service, quality products with competitive prices. So whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, a contractor, or you just need a little help on a project, Midwest Wholesale is a one-stop resource for all your building needs. Midwest Wholesale, how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, we deliver.
We are back in West Des Moines, the home of Valley Stadium. Nick Brinks and Nathan Graving with you tonight in the Gatorade broadcast booth. Gatorade distributed by Pepsi Beverages in Carroll. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. The halftime entertainment tonight, Valley's band. They've got a big band, they've got a guitar, they've got a singer, they have it all. Entertaining the Coon Rapids Bayard and the Glidden Ralston fans here. A very intriguing halftime show, but that first half was something that will be hard to be topped. We'll see what the second half can do. Let's check out our top performers. Some of our leading contenders to be Motor Inn Player of the Game. Motor Inn of Carroll, your premier Toyota, Chevy, and Buick dealership for sales, service, parts, and collision. And we'll post a photo of our Motor Inn Player of the Game on our social media pages tonight. You can check out Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network on Facebook and Twitter, or sports.carrollbroadcasting.com, sports.1380kcim.com. Either one will get you there, and we'll get that picture posted later on tonight. Leading contender for these two teams, we'll look at Coon Rapids Bayard first. Lance Clayberg, 10 carries for 74 yards, 1 catch for a 50-yard touchdown. And then he had a special teams touchdown as well on a kick return, picked up on a fumble. And then on the other side of the ball, I think Ethan Olberding has to be the leading candidate there. He's got those 2 interceptions on defense. He took one of them to the house for a touchdown, and then he's also been their leading rusher tonight. No rushing touchdown, but they've been scoring. They have the lead, and Olberding has been a major contributor there. So Lance Clayberg, Ethan Olberding are our 2 leading contenders right now to be Motor Inn Player of the Game. Whichever team wins could put one of those 2 in the winner's circle here this evening. But Nathan, fun first half. We saw some crazy things. What do you think coaches are talking about in the locker rooms right now?
Yeah, so for the Wildcats, when they're on offense, they've found their home. You know, those couple drives. They've figured out we can run option, we can run the ball inside with fullback, and we can play action pass. For the Crusaders on defense on that side, you did not prepare for option coming into this. You had no idea what the Wildcats were going to do. So now you got to get your kids' mindset reset, get everybody lined up correctly, and play assignment football. On the other side of things, when the Crusaders are on offense, they've got to find their consistency. They are either throwing 50-yard touchdowns or they're throwing interceptions or not moving the ball very well and changing formation. So they got to find their home on offense. And the Wildcats on defense, they just got to keep hoping that their safeties, Olberding and Snyder, cover up any differences that the Crusaders throw at them. Because as the safeties, they can play the run game and pass game. And if they can't cover up any mistakes or issues and just kind of grind this game down and then be able to run the ball on the offensive side, they can really control this game.
Yeah, the Crusaders, they scored on that 50-yard touchdown on the first play of the game, and then they got that kick return touchdown off the fumble. But we haven't really seen that offense gel. Yeah. They've tried some passing. They've thrown a couple interceptions since that point. The ground game hasn't been anything spectacular. They've got 106 yards on the ground. Clayburgh has been the workhorse there. And then, so we'll see how these two teams adjust. Big plays were certainly the big story in that first half, at least in the first quarter. Second quarter, we started to see some more, what you kind of expect in a high school football game, especially for 8-man. But certainly has been fun, and whether you've been listening on the radio tonight or your smart speaker, the web stream or whatever on 93.7 KKRL, or if you're one of the many watchers, we've got lots of viewers tonight, which is exciting, on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page being run by Tyler Bruner and powered by New Way Auto Group. Tell your friends, if you've got some Glidden Ralston fans in your contact list or some Coon Rapids Bayard fans, whoever, Wildcats, Crusaders, whoever it might be, we're in for a treat in this second half, and we are happy to bring it to you here tonight at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. This is normally the point of my halftime show where I would talk about some other games going on around the area. On a Saturday, we don't have that luxury.
We can talk about the Nebraska Northwestern game and mention something there.
Yes, so Jeff Blankman and I were planning on doing this game tonight, but then he got tickets to a Nebraska volleyball game, and he didn't realize that it was the same night as this game. So he said, "Hey, are you good to do that game and find someone to do the game with you?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. I'll check with Nathan, see if he wants to do it." It's a good thing he didn't go to Ireland for a Nebraska football game, though, today. Yeah. I think he might have been a little disappointed on the plane ride back.
Or even announce this game, too, because then, he would have been really down. It's another, 7 straight losses for Nebraska? Sorry about that, Jeff.
Woo! It's getting cold in Coach Frost's office, I think. But not cold here. Still in the 80s on a Saturday for week 1. Actually, really cannot complain. Last night was almost picture-perfect weather, even low 80s. You have some week 1 games where temps are in the 90s, humidity's off the charts, and you get to the third and fourth quarter and you start thinking, where's the cramps? Okay, there's a guy down. There's a guy down over here, and you get 2 or 3 guys injured just on cramps alone. But I don't know if we'll have that tonight. It's definitely warmer and more humid than last night. But so far dry, and I think we're going to luck out. I think everything will stay off to the north. They were calling for some heavy showers, potential for some severe weather. Right now, some pretty good showers just north of Ames and off to the west down by Guthrie Center. We'll keep an eye on those Guthrie Center storms, but I think we can get through this one before this game wraps up. First half just went over an hour long. Second half will come up next, and we are moments away from this third quarter kickoff. Final thoughts before we shift gears from a recap to get ready for this second half.
When we go into the second half, I talked about adjustments. I think that's one thing, but another thing to watch for is it's 22-20. It's a 2-point difference. Extra points are going to play a factor in this game if it stays tight.
Live on 93.7 KKRL and the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page. It is great to have you along tonight. Alongside Nathan Graving, I am Nick Brinks. We are in the Gatorade broadcast booth. Gatorade, distributed by Pepsi Beverages in Carroll. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. Coming up in our post-game show, once again, we will name our Motor Inn Player of the Game. Motor Inn of Carroll, your premier Toyota, Chevy, and Buick dealership for sales, service, parts, and collision. We'll take one more break and be back with the second half. You're listening to KKRL's coverage of 8-man Week 1 Saturday night football.
At New Way Ford in Coon Rapids and New Way Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
At Carroll County Solid Waste, we deliver environmental services, such as recycling opportunities. You'll find our blue recycle containers at the park, the ball field, on Main Street, and at many summer events. We also have portable event recycling stands for you to borrow, free of charge for your summer gatherings. So while you're out enjoying the summer fun, look for us. We've got your recycling needs covered. We're Carroll County Solid Waste, delivering environmental services together.
Final moments of halftime here in West Des Moines. We are live at Valley Stadium tonight. Battle in the Valley. 93.7 KKRL's coverage continues as we wrap up the Roselle Mutual Insurance halftime show. Big thanks to all of those folks. You can check them out in Carroll or call 792-4525 for all of your home, farm, auto, or commercial insurance needs. Coming up next week, what do we have for both of these teams? Glidden, Ralston, they'll make the trek home tonight, and they get a home game next week. They will host GTRA. And then Coon Rapids Bayard, they begin the season with a couple road trips. They're going to be at Woodward Academy next week, and that will be the final week for non-district play for 8-player and 8-man. Their playoffs begin on October 21st. For Coon Rapids Bayard, they have Boyer Valley, Woodbine, West Harrison, Audubon, Cam, and Exira, Elkhorn, Kimballton weeks 3 through the end of the regular season in their district. And then for Glidden Ralston, they're in District 1. Crusaders were in District 10 for the Wildcats. They have GTRA non-district next week. And then from the 9th of September on, they have Arweva, Siouxland Christian, River Valley, Kingsley Pearson, Newell Fonda, and they wrap up the regular season with Remsen St. Mary's. A couple of tough districts for those two teams. You've got Coon Rapids Bayard. You look at Audubon and Cam, typical powerhouses. Audubon, a little bit of a slow start. They got a week 0 game last week. They're 0-2, I believe. And then for Glidden Ralston in 8-player District 1, they wrap up the regular season with Newell Fonda and Remsen St. Mary's. And if you don't know anything about what the teams look like, you can just assume Newell Fonda and Remsen St. Mary's will be there knocking on the door of a playoff run later in the season. So a fun first half here at Valley Stadium in Des Moines. We'll see if the second half can match it. That was an first 5 minutes of the game were insane. We had 3 touchdowns, a 50-yarder on a trick play for the Crusaders, pick 6 for the Wildcats, and then a fumble on a kick return for the Crusaders that they were able to recover themselves and not only keep possession, but Lance Clayberg ran it in for a touchdown. And Coon Rapids Bayard, after taking the opening kickoff, they will do the kicking duties to start this second half. They will set the football down at their own 30-yard line or the 50 on the regular Valley field, right on that Valley Tiger logo at the 50, unofficially the 50, officially the 30. So we have 12 minutes on the clock, 24 minutes to go. It's been a good one so far. A couple turnovers by the Crusaders. Extra points and 2-point conversions have tilted this one. Both teams with 3 touchdowns. The Wildcats have a 2-point lead, 22-20. Jacob Estrada from right to left will squib it. Oh, actually an onside kick, and it's downed at their own 37. And Snyder will jump on it. Emmett Snyder, the junior. Crusaders have not been conservative on the kicks tonight. They have gone for a couple onside kicks, both unsuccessful.
Yeah, again, just like we talked about on offense, on special teams, they have been aggressive. And sometimes that's worked in their favor, and sometimes it hasn't with the short kicks, giving good field position, or the interceptions they've thrown.
Sklenar, the fullback. Olberding, the tailback. Whitfer under center, the quarterback out of the I formation. Tight ends in to block. Here's a handoff up the middle. First man can't bring Olberding down. The second and third will across midfield to the 38, a gain of 5. Couple gold jerseys there to bring him down. It'll bring up second down and 6 to go.
Yeah, and Glidden is still positioning their offense to say, we are going to take Estrada and Clayberg, your best 2 defensive players, out of the game by just not blocking them and taking advantage of their aggressiveness, running underneath them, running option off of them. And that was the same thing we saw there.
Just one play, and Olberding checks out. Snyder comes in to play tailback. Second down, a long 5 from the 38 of the Crusaders. Whitfer hands it off to Snyder, and he'll be snuffed out in the backfield. It'll be a loss on the play. Well, they'll say he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more than that before being driven back well behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and 5. Snyder goes nowhere. He's not had success in the running game so far. 3 carries for 2 yards. Olberding 8 for 41. Jackson Sklenar 5 for 22. John Whitfer 4 carries for a yard and a touchdown. And then the two catches in the passing game for the Wildcats, both to Mark Lynch for a combined 25 yards and a touchdown. 3rd and 5, I formation. Fake handoff. Whitfer rolls out, looks down the field, looks for Sklenar off the right hand. Fingertips can't bring it in. Just a bit overthrown. A well-placed ball there, and Sklenar might be gone. It's incomplete, 4th down.
Yeah, another play-action rollout to the right. Again, taking advantage of the right-handedness of your quarterback, but that time Estrada from the backside was right on top of the quarterback there, and just better coverage by the Crusaders, too, picking that up. 3rd and medium, they were in a better position to expect the pass there.
And a punt situation for Glidden Ralston. They'll punt it from just past midfield. They have Floyd back at his own 9 for the Crusaders to return. John Whitver stands at his own 30. Here's the snap. They've had some trouble with snaps tonight, and here is a kick. It will be very, very short, and it goes out of bounds off the side of his foot. It will go down as a 1-yard punt, and I don't think anybody on Glidden Ralston's sideline will have expected that. Just kind of shanked it off the foot, but again, he has not had time to get rid of that football. They have been in his face every time he's tried to boot it away.
Yeah, our very first punt we talked about, he got really lucky and was able to roll the punt all the way down the other end of the field. But the last 2 punts he's had, he shanked them to the side under a ton of pressure.
And one thing I don't think we've mentioned, because of that punt, Coon Rapids Bayard was backed up to their own goal line. That was the drive that they threw an interception from the end zone, intercepted by Olberding and taken back to the house. That was all set up by a punt, giving the other team bad field position. 1st down and 10 for the Crusaders at their own 37. They'll send Omar Floyd to the backfield. And we've got a whistle and a delay of game called, I believe, from the back judge. 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 15, back to their own 32-yard line with 10:31 to go in the 3rd quarter.
So we mentioned the Crusaders need to come out and find consistency. Find what they can do on offense that works consistently. They're going back under center, and they start off with a false start. Got to find some consistency, some discipline, plays that work, things that give your kids confidence, things that avoid them having to overthink too much.
1st down and 15. Coon Rapids Bayard in their white jerseys, red numbers, black pants, black helmets, royal blue, and Vegas gold looks on the other side, the gold jerseys for the Wildcats. Here's a keeper. They've tried this one a few times. This one will not work. Oswald takes it up the middle, and he is swarmed by those linemen of the Wildcats, a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, that's what we see from a quarterback, typical quarterback sneak, kind of bunched up in the middle when you're trying to just get a yard. Earlier, the Crusaders have been trying to run that quarterback sneak, saying, hey, nobody's covering the center. I'm just going to run forward. And Oswald's had space before, but that time, and the last 2 times they've tried to run it, that space has not been there.
The Wildcats saw it the first couple times and said, how about let's make that a little more difficult on him next time? And it's the defense is winning that battle right now. 2nd down and 15. Coon Rapids Bayard at their own 33. Floyd the tailback, with Clayberg off to the left side blocking, and Oswald will keep it up the middle again. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he'll pick up 3, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 10, maybe 11 for the offense of Coon Rapids Bayard. Both teams coming out of the locker room not finding a whole lot of success, at least on their first drive. 9.5 to go. 3rd quarter. It's 22-20. Glidden Ralston leading by 2. Crusaders have the football, looking to take the lead here nearing midfield. Oswald goes left, goes back right, almost a blown up play, but now he'll take off and run with it. And he is driven down. Waylon Hine, the sophomore, able to get him down just shy of midfield, a gain of about 2. And that one just kind of looked out of sorts from the start.
Yeah, another broken play we've seen from the Crusaders. Quarterback looked back, thought, I don't know, was supposed to fake to somebody. He rolled right. There were no receivers that came to the right with him, so something was off there.
And Oswald is scooting off to the sideline. He was tackled near the sideline, and he is scooting off on his behind just to get off the field and to the sideline. So he will have the medical staff check him out. Hopefully everything's there. But he definitely took a shot there, being brought down by the sophomore Waylon Hine. Timeout for the injury on the field. And we will keep it here for just a moment. We talked at halftime. We haven't seen cramping yet. Is it hot enough where that's a factor? And looking at him on the sideline being stretched, I think that might be exactly what's going on.
Yeah, again, we were kind of surprised we haven't seen it yet so far. On week 1 games, you just see it all the time. So to not see it yet, and this is probably the first instance, and I was kind of think of that. You think about Oswald is playing both ways, offense and defense. Oberding too. Those are the kids to really watch. Those kids who are playing on both sides of the ball, they're probably having a hard time getting the chance to even hydrate and get to the sideline.
So he scooted off under his own power, just kind of like a child learning to crawl or scoot across the floor. That's what he looked like. And they were working on his right leg. Now they're working on his left leg as the play will continue here. 4th down and 9. Clayberg will take the snap, and he'll look to throw. Steps back at his own 30. Steps left. Looks, takes off, wants to run with it. He's got some ground to go and will come up short by about 6 yards of the first down. He will gain 3. I think he was hoping to throw the football but could not find anybody. And he figured, all right, let's live to see another day. We'll give him the ball near midfield, and we'll see what the defense can do.
Well, the Crusaders were in such a poor spot there, too, 4th and long. Their quarterback just came off the field for cramping, so they had no choice but to run a wildcat play, and they sent one person deep, and they had him open for just a split second, but just not long enough. Wildcats came and covered it again. Oberding and Snyder covered that up really well at the end.
Now the Wildcats come out leading by 2 early in the third quarter. Fullback give, right side of the line to the hash. A give to Sklenar across midfield from 38 to 38. He'll pick up a few, and that brings up 2nd down and 6 after the senior picks up his 6th carry of the night, and he's got 26 yards. 8:11 to go in the third quarter with the Wildcats with the football leading by 2. And now Sklenar, he came off limping a little bit, looking at his right knee area, and they'll check that out. So he checks out, and now we will see Emmett Snyder in at fullback for the first time. He and Oberding have been alternating as the tailback. Here's Whitfer, 2nd down and 6, looks, pump fakes right, now rolls out left side, some green turf ahead. Oh, big tackle shy of the sticks. The freshman, Cal Hayden, lays him out. I think Whitfer thought for sure he had the corner to get the first down, and the freshman laid down the boom. Gain of about 3. 3rd down and short. 2.5, 3 yards or so to go. Oberding comes from the sideline. He'll be in there. 7:40 remaining in the third with the Wildcats leading by 2, needing 3 yards for a first down at the Crusader 32. Whitfer under center once again. They're using those 2 tight ends essentially as 4th and 5th linemen all night long. I formation and a timeout to avoid a delay of game call. Wildcats will call their first timeout of this second half. They lead by 2 midway through the third. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to KKRL.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
It's week 1, 8-man football on a Saturday night. You're listening to 93.7 KKRL, and our video stream tonight on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page is powered by New Way Auto Group. Big thanks to Lance Coon back in the studio for getting us on the air and keeping us on the air tonight. 3rd down and short, about 2 or 3 yards to go from the 34 of the Crusaders. Wildcats have a 2-point lead and the football. Option play, keeper for the quarterback, and Whitfer will be tripped up in the backfield. Nowhere to go for him, and he is brought down. Tyler Moore, the sophomore, takes him down for a loss of 2.
Clayberg in there as well. Finally got his nose to the football.
And it brings up 4th down and 4. So the Wildcats, they have had some issues getting punts off well tonight. It has not come back to burn them yet. They had a 1-yard punt on their last series to start this third quarter. And we'll see what Whitford can do standing at his own 31. The Crusaders don't even have anybody back. That tells you how much faith they have in getting to Whitford tonight. High snap, punt on the way, probably his best looking kick, and it still only goes about 15 yards. They get some pressure up the middle, and they've decided, let's not put anybody back. Let's just send everybody and see what happens. It'll be Crusader football now, just behind their own 25-yard line. They'll have it at their own 23, and they will work right to left here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. We come to you live from the Gatorade broadcast booth. Gatorade, helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform, distributed by Pepsi Beverages in Carroll. The Wildcats are designated as the home team tonight. So they are on this west side of the field. Coon Rapids Bayard fans and their team over on the east side of the field. We are up behind the Glidden Ralston fans in the press box on a beautiful Saturday night here in Week 1. 6:55 to go in the third quarter. Crusaders down by 2, 22-20. And here's the snap. We do see Oswald back out there. He rolls out, looks to throw, and it's caught. A lot of running room for Culbertson to the 20, 10, 5, and touchdown saving tackle by Ethan Olberding from their own 23, almost to the end zone. It goes 57 yards, and they almost connect for the touchdown, but a saving tackle by Olberding.
Yeah, Oswald rolled to his left, and on the backside from the right, Culbertson ran a post route, came with him to the left, and was able to just throw a strike to him. Great throw by Oswald.
Glidden Ralston took the lead late in the first quarter. They have not relinquished it since. It's a give up the middle. Clayberg in for his third touchdown of the game. He has a receiving touchdown, a kick return touchdown, and now a rushing touchdown. This time from 1 yard out. 12th carry of the game, 78 yards, and the Crusaders are on top for the second time tonight.
It's the big plays. The Crusaders have been reliant on the big plays, and they hit another one.
6:27 to go in the third. Coon Rapids Bayard will come on for the extra point. Glidden Ralston tonight has not attempted any of those. They're going to fake it. They want those 2 points back to the end zone, overthrown. They looked for and could not find their big man out to the left side. Might be Cade Behrens, the intended target on that one. It falls incomplete, and the lead now is 4 for Coon Rapids Bayard. 6.5 to go in the third. The Crusaders are back on top of Glidden Ralston, 26-22.
People want and deserve more comfort, efficiency, and reliability, both in their homes and places of work. Dries Company will be there to meet these challenges, whether we are designing a new system or servicing your existing equipment. We are a rapidly growing company that strives to meet and exceed all your expectations. No matter if you are looking to buy new appliances or need the help from one of our certified technicians, we are here for you. We pride ourselves in our installation and service. Dries Company, servicing the Carroll area since 1933.
Back on 93.7 KKRL and the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page, powered by New Way Auto Group. Coon Rapids Bayard takes the lead midway through the third on a 1 yard touchdown run by Lance Clayberg, his third touchdown of the game in 3 different facets of the football game. So yeah. Clayberg certainly, if the Crusaders would win and hang on here, probably the leading candidate to be Motor Inn Player of the Game as things have gone so far.
This game is also, we mentioned at halftime, going to turn around on extra points. You know, the Wildcats aren't kicking extra points. They're going for 2 every time. The Crusaders are trying to kick extra points, but they're trying to make up ground by going for 2 on a fake. There may be enough of a touchdown 6-point swing just off of extra points made and missed. That could be a huge difference the way these 2 teams are battling.
Yeah, the Wildcats are 2 for 3. Here's an onside kick. It will go 9 yards before Glidden Ralston does jump on it. Both teams were kind of hesitating to see if it would not even travel far enough. Wade Hunter eventually jumps on it because if that goes 1 more yard, Coon Rapids Bayard's going to try to knock him over to get there. But the Wildcats do get it again, and Crusaders, they're sticking with the onside kick. They're bound and determined to get one at least once tonight.
Yeah, and what's difficult and what they're trying to take advantage of is usually you have linemen on your kick return team up front, so they're trying to base this off of, well, lineman, you're not used to handling the football. Let's see what decision you make. And you could see the Wildcat lineman didn't catch who it was hesitant of, do I jump on it, do I not?
And it never did travel 10 yards, so if Coon Rapids Bayard touched it first. Here's Whitfer throwing it over the middle. He's got a man, Olberding to the 20, 10, 5, and brought down shy of the goal line. So Olberding saved a touchdown at the 1 on the other side of the field, and this time Olberding comes up a yard shy. He goes 38 yards on a pass from Whitver. Clayberg and company in on the touchdown saving tackle.
And Estrada was coming off the edge for the pass rush and absolutely leveled Whitver to the ground. Like, I heard the hit from all the way up here, and we're at Valley Stadium, so we're pretty high up and pretty far from the field. And man, was that a hit. But great job by Whitver staying in there, delivering a strike to Olberding.
Both teams with a big play to set their offenses up at the 1. The Crusaders took the lead. Whitver gives the Wildcats the lead back on a sneak. A 1-yard touchdown, his second of the game. John Whitver puts the Wildcats back on top 28-26.
Man, big play. And Glidden, besides their 2 interceptions, haven't had the big play on offense. They've just been grinding the ball. So to get that big play has to feel great for them, especially after the big play they just gave up to the Crusaders. What a game where momentum just is out the window.
And you look at these last 2 drives, the last 2 plays for both teams, pretty much identical. You get a big play to set you up at the 1, and then you take it in for the 1-yard play for the touchdown.
Yep. You just run it straight up the middle and power football. But hats off to these kids. Mentally, emotionally, they're going to be exhausted at the end of this game.
I formation for Whitford. They'll line up at the 3 for the 2-point conversion. It's a give, and Snyder, he will come up short, but flags come in from the back judges. And if that's against the offense, they will decline and settle for a 2-point lead. 28-26 right now for the Wildcats. The fact that the offenses haven't come off the field makes me think it might be against the defense. It will be.
They took Whitver off the field for that 2 points. So actually, Olberding took the snap from under center. This time it looks like they're sending Whitver back in, so I don't know if they had to give him a breather after getting hit hard in the pass and then having a quarterback sneak it. And because it's not like Olberding was really trying to trick them or keep the ball. But now Whitver's back in there, and we'll see if they can get the right play in from the 1, essentially.
2-point conversion. They lead by 2 right now. Whitver fakes the pitch left side, looks right, and he will be tackled hard back at the 8-yard line. He'll come up short. So now the Wildcats have 28, and the Crusaders trail by 2, 28-26. Back in 1 minute. It's been a fun one so far tonight. The battle in the Valley has lived up to all expectations.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
Visiting the Paco Credit Union was the thing that started all this.
We had a lot of student loan debt, low credit scores for bad decisions we had made in our younger years.
We thought it was the point where you could never come back from it. We've always wanted to own our own restaurant, so I just kind of floated the idea like, oh, I found this food truck.
I was like, yeah, let's try it. DuPaco helped us so much with just putting everything together.
Definitely life-changing for us.
What we have right now would not have been possible without DuPaco Credit Union.
Glidden Ralston answers with a big pass play to Olberding to set up at the 1. Whitver sneaks in for his second rushing touchdown. 28-26 Wildcats just past the midway point of this third quarter. Bayard will kick it up the middle. Floyd botches it a little bit, picks it up off the hop, and he'll be tackled hard back at his own 14-yard line. That's where the Crusaders will take it. And you talk about the field position battle tonight. The Wildcats are winning big time in that category. They've gotten so many short fields from all those onside kick attempts. There was a nice interception return, too, and here's the Wildcats, about their second worst starting field position of the night, back inside their own 15.
Well, and usually you're using such young kids right there. There was a freshman, Alec Daniel, for the Wildcats, made the big tackle. You're relying on them to prevent touchdowns and create that field position.
Oswald hands off left side to Clayberg. He's got the big neck roll under the back of his helmet, and he'll take it left side for a gain of 4. Clock will wind, under 5.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Clayberg with his 13th carry of the game. He's got 3 touchdowns tonight, a rushing touchdown of a yard, a 50-yard touchdown reception, and a kick return touchdown. He picked up the loose football on a fumble, took it the rest of the way. And the Crusaders right now are down by 2. We've had 3 lead changes tonight, 2 in the last minute and a half of this football game. Crusaders looking for another. They'll have it at their own 17-yard line, working right to left, headed to the north end zone. Oswald drops it on the ground, fumbles it, has to just jump on it. Back at the original line of scrimmage, they'll call it a loss of 3. Oswald dives on it, but they keep possession.
One thing before the game I mentioned was having athletic linemen can make a big difference here in 8-man football. And 2 guys that really stand out to me for the Wildcats, Chandler Grossman and Kyler Ascheid on the defensive line. We don't get to call out linemen very often, but I think they've done a really nice job at times being that athletic, being able to move and not just stand still or eat blocks. They've been able to move and get penetration or make things happen when they need to.
3rd down and 9 for the Crusaders. Oswald under center, a give to a Clayberg here. Couldn't spit it out, and he'll take it off right side. Picks up 3. 4th down situation for the Crusaders inside their own 20-yard line, and we will see if they do punt it away here. I would assume they do.
Yeah, and that, right again, Kyler Ascheid, right on point, was able to make that tackle. He was able to shed his blocker, shuffle to the left, and eat up enough of the running back to take him down, and Clayberg's been tough to tackle. So, again, I think Kyler Ascheid might be making a big difference there on defense for the Wildcats.
4th down and 6, and the Crusaders will send their punting unit on. They'll punt it away with the punter standing at his own 6-yard line. Cal Hayden, his first punt of the game, an excellent baseball player with a bright future, and he's got a good leg on him, too. He'll punt to the 20, and it rolls to the 15, so they will flip field position with 3:21 to go in the third. Wildcats leading it by 2. Glidden Ralston 28, Coon Rapids Bayard 26. We're live in West Des Moines tonight. Battle in the Valley on 93.7 KKRL, and our video stream on the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page is powered by New Way Auto Group. We are keeping an eye on the radar, and there is a severe thunderstorm warning down in the Creston area. There's a line of showers from Carroll, or just south of Carroll, I guess, down by the Atlantic area, down to the Missouri border, down near Mount Ayr. That's a line of storms moving towards Des Moines. We'll hopefully get out of here before those storms move through. All clear for the moment, maybe a few sprinkles, I feel, occasionally. Give left side. The Wildcats rush it with Ethan Olberding, and he'll gain 7 yards as I finish up my Ed Wilson impersonation.
Yeah, Olberding shedded a tackle there, and also Kyler Ascheid made a great block to the left, too. So starting to see some of those players really stand out.
It's great to have you along tonight in West Des Moines. Under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's been a good one. The Wildcat offense at their own 24 right now. It'll be 2nd down and 2 after that 8-yard carry for Olberding. Lining up again in the I formation. Sklenar to block. Give to Snyder. Snyder is hit hard. Hayden was the second one there. The first one there, Oswald. And they stop him for no gain. Nowhere to go that time for Snyder. Yeah, and I look down at my laptop. I am definitely seeing a few sprinkles moving in here.
The wind feels like it's changed, too. It has gotten a little cooler. We knew it was going to be right around 9 o'clock. There was a chance, and so it was a question of, does this game move fast enough to get us there? And with all the touchdowns and changes of possession, that may be part of why this game has had so many stops in getting to this point.
It'll be 3rd down and 2. I formation again for the Wildcats. They'll fake the give. Whitver looks to throw, takes off and runs with it, goes forward, and he'll be dropped shy of the first down. He'll be brought down. I think Estrada in on the tackle. And it'll be a pickup of 1. They needed 2 for the first. Now it's 4th and 1. And how aggressive do you be at your own 25? Well, the way the punting game is going, I think that maybe opens up going forward a little more than maybe you would otherwise.
I would think so, but looks like they're going to line up to punt again. And maybe at some point they run a fake. I mean, the Crusaders, even though they've gotten pressure, they really haven't had to send everybody for the pressure. They've been able to keep some safety there to prevent a fake. We'll see.
It's 4th down and 1. Whitver stands at his own 12 to punt it. Floyd deep to return, and the best protection they've had all night on the punt. Floyd will muff it. It's still loose. They'll scoop it up. The Crusaders do jump on it unless they're still fighting for it. I thought Cal Hayden got there, and it looks like the Crusaders will hang on to it, and Wyatt Oswald is the one that eventually gets there, but that was almost disastrous as the Wildcats finally, for the first time all night, get a good punt off.
This is unpredictable special teams tonight, and again, week 1, that tends to happen, but he had 2 fumbles by Floyd. He picked it up, dropped it again, picked it up, dropped it again, and then Hayden, we thought he had it, but it squirted away from him, and then Oswald was able to get on top of it. So, but you're just, as the Wildcats, you're just happy you got the field somewhat flipped there, got enough of a punt off, and are able to reset the field.
They'll have it at their own 20 now, so both teams kind of flip field position in the punting game. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. Under center goes Oswald. 5 linemen, 2 men in the backfield. Handoff to Clayberg. Some running room left side. We just have not seen many big runs from either team lately tonight. We've seen some big pass plays. Otherwise, the ground game, you're getting anywhere from 3 to 5, 6 yards. This one does go for 9, one of the better runs we've seen in quite a while. Clayberg off to the left side.
Yeah, that was a huge hole on the left side there. They were able to, on the left side, really push the defensive linemen back into the linebackers, and Clayberg ran over, I think, 3 or 4 guys, especially one right up front, put the truck stick on him, and he can do that. So if they get him in the open, he's very dangerous.
2nd and 1, they'll do it again. Same play left side. Clayberg with plenty of running room. A 1st down and more to the 40, to the 35, tackled there, and it's Sklenar, the one to bring him down across midfield. They'll gain, we'll say 15 on the play. Across midfield, clock will wind. That might be the final play of this 3rd quarter as Clayberg takes it, and he's over the century mark with 108 rushing yards. Both teams head to the sideline. That's it for the 3rd. Glidden Ralston 28, Coon Rapids Bayard 26. 3 quarters in the books. We go to the 4th. Can we beat the weather? That's the question as we come back in a moment. You're listening to 93.7 KKRL.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
St. Anthony Regional Hospital, the regional leader in healthcare, dedicated to improving the health of the people they serve. At St. Anthony Regional Cancer Center, you'll find the convenience of cancer and oncology consultation and treatment in one convenient location. At St. Anthony Clinic, you'll find a team of doctors and nurses that care about you and your family's health. St. Anthony Clinic is devoted to comprehensive health care for people of all ages. For every stage of life, always look to the cross. Always St. Anthony.
Both teams score 1 touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Both teams scored 1 touchdown in the 2nd quarter. Both teams scored 2 touchdowns in the 1st quarter. Right now the difference has been extra points and 2-point conversions. The Wildcats 2 for 4 on 2-point tries. The Crusaders 2 for 4 on extra points. Here's a give on almost a blown up play. It's a give left side, a handoff to Floyd, and he is driven down. He is spun down, and a loss on the play of 1. Well, they'll give him back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be at the 35 of the Wildcats. Good field position here for the Crusaders, down by 2 early in the 4th.
Yeah, watching the Crusaders, we've talked about trying to find what works consistently for them. And I got to say, the thing that works most consistently for them throughout the game when they have done it is find a way to get the ball to Clayburgh and let him run downhill and run over people. They got to continue to find ways to do that.
And as a defender, you don't want to be staring down the face of a man with a neck roll. It just doesn't work. 2nd down and 10. Give to Floyd. Tackled from behind. Pushed forward to the 31-yard line. And a Wildcat slow to get up. He will be up. And it's a gain of 4. Back-to-back carries by Floyd. And he crosses into positive territory. His first couple rushes went for negative yardage. And now he's had 4 carries on the night for 1 yard. It's 3rd down. And they will have 6 yards to go with under 11 minutes to play. Again, a 2-point ball game. What a night this has been. 28-26 Wildcats. CRB driving. 3rd down and 6, down by 2. They're across midfield at the 31. And taking time down, they'll break huddle with 8 on the play clock.
And the Crusaders have shown in the past that they're willing to go for it on 4th in these situations.
3rd and 6. Oswald left side looks to throw. He'll keep it. He'll be shy of the 1st down. Tackled across the 30 to the 28, and a gain of 3, and it will bring up 4th down and short, a very manageable 4th down situation should they go for it, which I would assume they do inside the 30. I don't think you punt at this point in the football game and this point of the field, but we'll see.
I think you just saw that too on the 3rd down. He had a choice to throw it. And normally on 3rd, you know you're not going to be able to run for the 1st down. You're going to try to throw it. But I think there you can see their mindset is we're going to have to go for it on 4th down, get half of it, put us in a 4th and what we see 4th and 3 situation where we can do just about any play to give us a chance.
They get out of the huddle late, 2 on the play clock, 4th down and 3. They will not get it off, and there's a delay of game. So whatever you had drawn up for 4th and 3, throw it away. Unless they got a timeout in, they did not. So that will complicate things a little bit. They got out of the huddle so late, they just did not have time. And it looked like they came out in a different formation than I had seen in a while, too.
Correct.
So some confusion on the offensive side.
Yeah, again, it just seems like sometimes they get themselves overthinking, and that was not intentional to try to put themselves in a better position to punt. Like you could tell from Coach's reaction, they just did not get lined up. Get the play in correctly, get lined up correctly to be able to execute.
Cal Hayden on. He'll attempt a punt here just past midfield, and the freshman will put the right foot into it. It's a high, short kick, spirals, and takes a hop across the 10, out of bounds, just shy. They'll call it the 11, and that's where the Wildcat offense will come on. A flag down on the far side of the field, though, at the line of scrimmage. So let's say if this was a defensive penalty, then you probably go for it again. You have 4th and 3, but we'll see what it is. I did not see what the play would have been. Unsportsmanlike against the offense? Well, maybe not.
False start?
Originally, I thought maybe he was calling unsportsmanlike, and then he went into the false start or illegal formation. And they'll look to the sideline to see whether they want to accept or enforce, however they want to do this. But, yeah. It will be against the Crusaders, and they will maybe they'll assess it after the play. Yep, that's what they're going to do. They're going to move it 5 yards from the spot where it landed, maybe. Well,
I thought with the false start that would kill the play, and they
I would think so, yeah.
Then the punt would be nullified. They wouldn't get the choice after. Like you can do things like that after kickoff.
Yeah.
But I didn't think you could do that. Maybe it's only in scrimmage kick formation, which would be punt.
Well, either way, the ball is lined up for Glidden Ralston at their own 15. The ball went out of bounds at the 11, and now Glidden Ralston will burn a timeout. I think they're a little confused at what's going on here, too. So they only moved the ball 4 yards, whatever it was. Maybe they're just calling it a touchback and saying, all right, let's keep it going. But we'll take one quick break. Back in 30 seconds, the Crusaders just punted away to the Wildcats here on KKRL.
From footings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
It'll be Glidden Ralston football. They'll have it at their own 15-yard line. They've got those Vegas gold jerseys, royal blue pants, blue numbers, the gold helmets, Crusaders in white on the defensive side of the ball, white jerseys, red numbers, black pants, black helmets. Wildcats working right to left. They'll start this drive from their own 15-yard line, leading by 2 with 10:14 to play in this one. We're live in West Des Moines tonight. Whitford gives it to his fullback, and Sklenar will take it off right side for a pair. 2nd down and 8 coming from their own 17.
The Crusaders played really good defense, found a way to bottle up the run the last time Glidden had the ball. Let's see if it continues, and they figured out how to be able to play both the option on the edges but also the inside run.
Last season, both of these defenses gave up over 40 points a game. Offensively, they both were solid. Coon Rapids Bayard, they scored 32 points a game. Glidden Ralston, they averaged almost 28 points a game, but you give up 40-plus in a game on average, and that will explain why you lose 6 or 7 games in a season. But it's 2nd down and 8, high snap, pitch out left side, Sklenar there, and they will gain 3, but that play was almost blown up twice, the high snap and the high pitch. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I think there was a blitz called there. For the first time, we saw the Wildcats line up in shotgun, try to run what's called speed option to the left, where no handoff fakes or anything. They just run left, and quarterback has the choice to pitch it to a running back. So you're expecting only one linebacker to be there to read off of. That time there were 2 in the quarterback and running back's face, and that's just too many people. At that point, you got to hope that you can make somebody miss.
Sklenar takes it for 4. It'll be 3rd down and 4, just past the 20 at the 21. The Wildcats working right to left on their half of the field. 2 receivers right side, out of the shotgun, 1 man in the backfield. Low snap this time. Whitford has to jump on it. So all night they've been in the eye, and here in the 4th they go out of the shotgun for the first time pretty much all night, and 2 snaps. One was too high, and the other one too short.
Well, it's surprising because one was on 2nd down and medium. That time it was on 3rd and 4. So you didn't have to get out of your normal I formation double tight. You can still run your offense, but that time they chose to get out of shotgun, and first time with the snaps all night, didn't work out.
Those are some things that you might expect to see in week 1. If you're under center so often, and the first time you're going to do shotgun is in the 4th quarter of the football game, I'll give you the break to be a little rusty, but Coach Lynch will certainly want to clean that up. Now they'll have to punt, and the punting unit has been a struggle. Another high snap. Whitford will get rid of it. It's a high, short kick. It'll hop at the 27 and pretty well come to an end, and that'll be downed wisely right at the point where it hit the ground as Colby Wallace, the sophomore, downs it. It looked like that was about to take a nice hop back the other way in favor of the Crusaders. Wallace, a heads-up play there, and that puts the Crusaders down by 2 inside the 30-yard line, looking to take the lead. It's 28-26. The Wildcats of Glidden Ralston leading the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders, and the Crusaders now in positive field position at the 27 of the Wildcats. 8:25 to go, and again we're continuing to watch some severe thunderstorms off to the southwest of Des Moines moving towards this area. I think we can get through the 4th quarter, but drives home as there's a fumble, and it's picked up by the tailback, and they will go forward for 3. Almost disastrous to give away some good field position, but Clayberg is able to jump on it and goes for 3.
I like the idea there, though. That time they had Clayberg as the single running back. They brought their wing in motion, and we're going to use the wing as a lead blocker right up the middle for Clayberg. I'd like to see them just continue to try to do more of that. Don't put Clayberg in the wing. Put him in the backfield. Get him the ball running downhill or running sweep where he can find an opening, and it looks like he's going to line up there again as well.
6.5 yards a carry for Clayberg tonight, 111 yards on the ground. He'll have a chance here for more. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage as they pitch it out to him on the left side. Could have been a loss, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be the first time all night that he does not gain yards on a carry. All of his prior carries had been anywhere from 1 to 18 yards, and now it'll bring up 3rd down and 7 at the 24.
Yeah, when you run those sweep plays out to the outside, your edge blocker has to be solid there. He can't get pushed back into the running back into the backfield, and that time that's what happens. So then Clayburgh's stuck. He's kind of stuck in limbo, wondering, does he cut inside, does he go outside, and that gives the time for the rest of the defense to rally.
Oswald under center, 5 linemen, 2 running backs in the backfield. Oswald steps back to throw, looks over the middle of the field, looks for Culbertson in the end zone for a touchdown! Colby Culbertson! 24-yarder, and the Crusaders are back on top.
And still good defense there. Emmett Snyder was right there, had his arm actually in the hands of the receiver Culbertson, and Culbertson still caught the ball, hugged onto it, and held on to the ground as he was being tackled. So, good coverage, but, man, just a play and just a great throw by Oswald over to Culbertson. Good plays all around, and the offense came down with it.
Culbertson had one almost stolen from him earlier. He had a 57-yarder tackled at the 1. He gets it here, and he now puts the Crusaders on top on that throw from Wyatt Oswald. They get the extra point off. Everything is clean about it, and they sink it. 33-28. Coon Rapids Bayard back on top by 5. 6:54 to go. Stay tuned. This one will go down to the wire on KKRL.
At Carroll County Solid Waste, we deliver environmental services, such as recycling opportunities. You'll find our blue recycle containers at the park, the ball field, on Main Street, and at many summer events. We also have portable event recycling stands for you to borrow, free of charge for your summer gatherings. So while you're out enjoying the summer fun, look for us. We've got your recycling needs covered. We're Carroll County Solid Waste, delivering environmental services together.
At New Way Ford in Coon Rapids and New Way Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
Under 7 minutes to play in West Des Moines. 6:54 to go, 33-28. We just had our 4th lead change. Coon Rapids Bayard retakes that lead, and they lead by 5. They'll kick it here with the wind knocking the ball off the tee. Here in this 4th quarter, we've definitely felt that wind pick up. You can tell that the environment is kind of changing here this evening. Those storms off to the southwest that will move through here at some point, hopefully after this game is completed. Here's Estrada's kick. It'll be returned on the run, far sideline. Ethan Olberding across the 20, finding some running room across midfield. He's still on his feet, 1 man to go. Can he beat him? To the 30, the 20, and now the defense closes in. Cal Hayden knocks him out of bounds. Had 1 man behind him, had 1 coming from the edge beside him, and Hayden saves the touchdown all the way to the 12, though. Wildcats down by 5 inside the red zone already.
And we've been questioning why the Crusaders have been onside kicking so many times, and that time they kicked it downfield, and they gave up a huge return. And I think they did that earlier in the game, too, when they actually tried to kick it downfield. So we can see why they're onside kicking, because now it's even a worse situation than if they would have just onside kicked it.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't.
Yep.
Kind of one of those deals for the special teams unit tonight. Feast or famine on either side for the Crusaders. They fumbled it on one play, and on that same play returned it for a touchdown. That's kind of summed up how special teams has gone tonight. That one bright spot with some issues otherwise. Here's first down play inside the 15. They're going to roll out right side. Touchdown to the big man, but a flag down in the backfield. Second touchdown catch for Lench tonight. That's the same play as their first offensive touchdown, but there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage, and that 12-yard touchdown will likely get wiped off the board, but we'll wait and get the official call here. For the moment, a 12-yard touchdown. It will be wiped off, and they'll move it back on a holding call.
That's what coaches like to do. They like to hit the big play after you had a big change of possession, like a big interception or a big kick return. You like to just go straight for the end zone, make the big play, and they did the same thing. Play action pass to the right-handed quarterback. They had the guy open, but this time a holding penalty brings that ball back.
And that is a huge break for the Crusaders defense. Can they take advantage of it? Empty backfield for the first time. 2 receivers, 1 on each side. Whitford under center, back to throw, over the middle, has a man off his chest, incomplete. Good would-be tackle by Culbertson to knock it away. The intended receiver that time down the middle of the field, Lynch again. And it falls incomplete. So Coon Rapids Bayard bailed out by the holding call to wipe the touchdown off the board, and then that could have been most of those yards back to Lynch, but nice play by Culbertson to knock it free, and that's the 6th pass attempt by Whitford tonight. He's 3 for 6, 63 yards with a touchdown to Lynch early in the game. 24-yard line, 2nd down and 22. Out of the empty backfield again. Whitford under pressure, rolls out left side, looks to throw, dumps it out of bounds. And that was a throwaway to live to see 3rd down. The defenders were swarming him, incomplete.
So the last 2 plays, Glidden has split out. Instead of having running backs in their I formation behind the quarterback, they actually split them out as receivers. So there's no running backs back there. And usually if you do that, you're obviously trying to pass. And usually if you do that, you go into shotgun. But the quarterback stayed under center, which is much harder for him to get a drop back and see the pass play develop. And I'm wondering if they kind of did that because of the shotgun snaps we saw earlier were so rough.
Now they're in the shotgun. This one a little better. Still a bit high, and Whitford will be sacked. Back at the 35. Clayberg has been a man possessed tonight. 3 touchdowns and now a big sack to bring up 4th down. And you got to get to Story County to get a first. Loss on the play of 11.
Yeah, after that holding call, Glidden just went all in on trying to throw the ball deep. You know, they have plenty of time to drive down. Maybe they could have ran the ball a little bit more, stayed within themselves. I think we've just seen that a couple times. They've kind of ran into different formations, different plays they haven't run before, which is a little risky when you're still within a touchdown. You still got time.
4th down and 33. The 2-yard line is the first down marker. Over the field, middle of the field, they've got Lynch. He'll get half of the yards he needed. He gets tackled at the 20. He'll pick up 15. That obviously was probably not intended to get the first down or a touchdown, but it gives Coon Rapids Bayard just a little bit worse field position, and they will treat that one like a 15-yard punt, essentially. But Lynch comes up over the middle for a 15-yard catch.
And the way they punted the ball, too, that's just about as good as some of the punts they've had, if not better. So not the worst thing, but it is getting down to crunch time. Now you've got less than 6 minutes left. You're behind if you're the Wildcats. You've got to get a stop and got to get it fast. If you're the Crusaders, I've seen them roll the dice enough times where I would not be surprised if they're not going to try to play conservative here. I wouldn't be surprised if they still keep trying to roll the dice and hit the big play.
And what a huge momentum shift we just saw. Glidden Ralston, they get all the way inside the 15 on a kick return, score a touchdown, wiped off on a hold, and then the defense holds serve. So now not only does Coon Rapids Bayard hang on to that 5-point lead, they don't give up the touchdown, and now they have the football back and time to kill. There's a timeout on the field. We will take 1-2. The Crusaders lead by 5 with just over 5 minutes to go in West Des Moines.
From puddings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
We've got 5:39 to play here in West Des Moines at Valley Stadium, and it's a 5-point lead. So obviously never say never, but I think overtime may be very hard to come by. The way this one's gone, overtime could not have been ruled out. These two teams have played well, and we've had a fun back-and-forth game, 4 lead changes, but because of the 2-point conversions and the extra points that have been converted and not converted, the Crusaders right now lead it by 5, and I don't really see either team kicking any field goals the rest of the way. Here's a handoff to Omar Floyd, and he'll take off left side, cut back to the middle, a gain of 2, and I think the Crusaders will come out and just see if they can move the sticks a few times and wind that clock down.
Yeah, and again, I still wouldn't be surprised if they try to reverse pass or something at some point to make the big play and really put the Wildcats in a bad position. But we'll see. You know, they may just be able to stick with running the ball, grinding the clock, but gosh, the way this game has gone, we've seen crazy things have happened in 5 minutes, and there are 5 minutes left in this game.
Second down and 8, rather. Another handoff right side, Floyd. First time all night, he's found some green turf out ahead. A gain of 10 to the near sideline, tackled in front of the Wildcat bench. Floyd has been stifled in the running game for the most part tonight. His 6th carry goes for 10 yards. And a first down to the 32.
Well, and something interesting about that run, the sticks are on the far sideline. Floyd was running to the near sideline here, and he ended up going out of bounds. If he would have been running towards the sticks, there's a possibility he may have recognized he had the first down and tried to stay in bounds to keep the clock going.
4:54 to go. Clock did stop from getting out of bounds. Oswald almost runs into Floyd on the handoff. There's a flag down. Floyd is ripped down in the backfield and tackled for a loss on the play, and that flag down right at the line of scrimmage. You can almost count on a holding call in that situation. We'll wait for the call, but right now 4:35 to go. They haven't stopped the clock yet.
Yeah, they need to stop the clock.
And now they do get it stopped. 33-28, Crusaders lead it by 5, and they have the football. And I believe we will see about a 1st and 20 here, but we will wait for the official call. The white hat official down at the 27-yard line, looking to the side judge.
This could be a huge break for the Wildcats.
Yeah, it will go against the offense, and where that side judge is at, it's actually 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They will move the flag. So that was well behind the line of scrimmage, and then you tack on 10. So 15-yard penalty, and we talked about the hold on the Crusader offense when they could have scored a touchdown a little bit ago, or the Wildcat offense. And now the Crusader offense looks like that might be a play that keeps the Wildcats in it with plenty of time on the clock.
Well, and it's not just if the Wildcats now are in a better position to, get the ball back, but it's the fact that you may get the ball back with some pretty decent field position now.
Absolutely.
And especially with the way the Wildcats have thrown the ball, not very well, you really need field position if you're the Wildcat offense so you can still run the ball, do the things that you can do well, and have enough time to get in the end zone.
Not sure it will be a factor with how much these teams are running the football, but the Crusaders are kind of going into a headwind right here. And Oswald breaks free up the middle. Oh, he's got some freedom out front. One man gets him. No, he doesn't. He is out of here to the 20, the 10, 5, and it's an Oswald touchdown. Coon Rapids Bayard up by 2 possessions. He takes it 48 yards to the house on a quarterback sneak, essentially.
It's the quarterback sneaks that we saw earlier in the game. The Wildcats had bottled it up mid-game, but earlier Oberding had found some space to run just from nobody covering up the center, and that time he found enough space. And to be honest, I just think Oberding and Snyder, they've been kind of quiet here this past quarter and a half, and I think just the amount of running they've had to do on offense and defense just caught up to them. I just didn't see the amount of energy they could have to catch up to Oberding.
The Oswald touchdown.
Oswald.
Yep, there you go. Extra point on its way, and it was good. So it is 40-28 with 4.5 minutes to go. For the first time tonight, somebody has a double-digit lead. We will go to the final 4.5 minutes when we return on KKRL. The Crusaders now lead at 40-28, and we're back after this on KKRL.
Motor Inn of Carroll is your hometown team for all of your sales, service, parts, and collision needs all season long. From the helpful sales staff to the area's best service department, Motor Inn of Carroll has the expertise that you need to stay on the road and keep that auto investment looking good. From work to play, they have it all. Good luck to all the area teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
It's a 48-yard touchdown run for the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders, and essentially designed as a quarterback sneak. The way that Oswald and the Crusaders have used it tonight, it's not been your typical just dive forward on the ground sneak, but go in with a running head of steam, and he cut up, cut left, juked out a defender. Olberding couldn't bring him down, and then he had all kinds of turf out in front and behind with nobody going to catch him. Oswald puts the Crusaders up, their largest lead of the game, 12 points right now. Earlier, they trailed by 9. Glidden Ralston led 22-13, but now the Crusaders have scored the last 2 touchdowns. Here's a squib kick, and it will be fielded just past the 15-yard line and run up the near sideline. A flag down in the area around the 25 on the return, as the sophomore Lucas Christian, I believe, is the one who returned that for the Wildcats. And there was a step out of bounds at the 27 with a flag, a holding call against the return team. So the Wildcats down by 12, and that'll wipe a decent return off the board back inside their own 20 now, back to the 17-yard line. 4.5 to go. Again, we've seen some crazy things tonight, but one thing we haven't really seen a whole lot of is teams putting up back-to-back scoring drives. Coon Rapids Bayard snapped a streak of the last 3 touchdowns being lead changes. And right now, Wildcats find themselves in the biggest hole they've been in all night here on a Saturday night in West Des Moines. Week 1, 8-man football, some non-district action. Coach Craig Lynch returns for the Wildcats. And it's Coach Chris Moore on the other side for the Crusaders. And now what do the Wildcats have drawn up? Down by 12 with under 4.5 to play. Coon Rapids Bayard on defense. They'll try to manage this lead now. The Crusaders, the Wildcats rather, they'll give it on a designed run, and the fullback Jackson Sklenar will take it up the middle for 8 yards.
Yep.
9th carry for him tonight. He's got 40 yards.
Yep, there they went Wildcat direct snap. They're trying to work to figure out how to be creative to get yards here, because they know they just can't drop back and pass every play, design draws, runs, things like that. And with the clock ticking, they're having to think about different ways to do it.
A tough situation here for the Wildcats. I formation, 2nd down and 2. He gets rid of it, and that'll be caught by Sklenar at the line of scrimmage, immediately driven down. I think it was Clayberg, the one to bring him down for no gain. And Sklenar, with his first catch of the night, goes nowhere.
Yep, and there you saw most of the time when you're stuck in passing situations, there's only so many times you can drop back pass. You're going to do things like draw, screen, and so that time they tried to run a screen play, get it to the running back with linemen in front of them, but the defense just sniffed it out right away.
3rd down and 2 now. The Wildcats with just over 3 minutes to go, down by 12. I formation, needing a 1st down. It's a handoff up the middle with plenty of room here. A nice run for Olberding. Ball comes loose, and Cal Hayden will jump on it for the Crusaders. It was a 15-yard run, and Olberding can't hang on to it. It's poked free, and that should do it. The Crusaders take it back.
Olberding actually, as he was running, he was getting tackled, kind of spun around and trying to break those tackles for actually like 5 yards, and you could see he was kind of losing the ball or trying to figure out how to keep the ball as they were trying to strip it away. But then after like the 3rd guy came in and he spun it one more time, that's when he lost it. So he was kind of in that process for a while of you could almost see that fumble coming.
Glidden Ralston has played so well tonight for 3 quarters. This fourth quarter, things have started to slip away. They had a touchdown wiped off the board that would have given them back the lead here in the fourth. Instead, penalties push them behind the sticks. Then they turn it over when they're down by 12. And now the Crusaders will have 1 goal here, and that is to churn clock. Lance Clayberg gets the handoff and goes for 7 toward that Valley Tiger midfield logo near the 30-yard line on this 8-man field to be tackled at the 32.
Yeah, and it's depending on how many downs, but if they get the first down here, it's going to be close where they may be able to run out the rest of the clock.
And Glidden Ralston does only have 1 timeout remaining, but if this was a 1-possession game, I think you would absolutely consider using it. But I think the Wildcats know if they get a first down here and Coon Rapids Bayard moves the sticks, which they will on another quarterback sneak by Oswald, I don't think we'll see the Wildcats take that. But again, playing at Valley Stadium, maybe you do want to get some new guys out there and get some of your freshmen and sophomores out on a big stage. 3-yard run, though, for a first down for Oswald. And what a night it's turned out to be for Oswald. 2 rushing touchdowns, 87 yards. He's been 4 for 7 in the passing game, 2 touchdowns, 134 yards, has thrown 2 interceptions in that first half. But once they got the interceptions cleaned up, Coon Rapids Bayard's offense has been rolling pretty well.
Yeah, I would say their defense has played even the bigger factor.
You betcha. First down and 10 just past the 30-yard line, and it's another give to Clayberg. He continues to rack up the yards. He's over 120 on the night. A gain of 6, rather a 5-yard gain, under a minute and a half to go, and we are down to the final moments here in West Des Moines. Clock winding here. Coon Rapids Bayard looks like they will move to 1-0. They beat Glidden Ralston the last 5 years. And it looks like they will make it 6 in a row. 2nd down and 5. Oswald lines up under center. Another handoff. And it's Clayberg picking up a first down. So now they'll just have to run it 1 more time as they get inside the 20 on an 8-yard carry for Clayberg. Clayberg with 3 touchdowns tonight, a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a special teams touchdown. He scooped up a fumble on a kick return. Oswald, a couple rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. First down and 10 inside the 20. 1 more play for the Crusaders, and they will head home. Will beat the Storms, and the Crusaders will get the victory. First down at the 17. Oswald under center, and he'll hand it off. And they'll be tackled in the backfield. They put somebody new out there for this final play. It might have been Tony Benninger, perhaps, for the final carry of the game. No gain. And the Coon Rapids Bayard Crusaders will let the final 10 seconds tick away, and they will come away with a 40-28 win. They entered the fourth quarter down 28-26, and they score the last 2 touchdowns to go out on top, and they pitched a shutout in the final quarter. The only quarter that anybody went scoreless was the fourth quarter. Glidden Ralston put up 14 in the first, 8 in the second, 6 in the third. That goose egg in the fourth, the difference in this one. Coon Rapids Bayard gets the victory at Valley Stadium here on a Saturday night. Week 1 is in the books. We've got our Mackey Motors postgame show coming up next. Find new roads at Mackey Motors of Lake City and online at MackeyMotors.com.
At New Way Ford in Coon Rapids and New Way Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
DMAC's 11,000 square foot expansion is done. It features a state-of-the-art welding lab and classroom. Students can learn on their schedule a variety of welding techniques and methods now available on the DMAC Carroll campus. The expansion also includes a brand new commons area that features study spaces and will host many events, including guest speakers. With this new space, students can easily access one-on-one support from advisors and counselors. To make your educational goals a reality, come see our expansion today. or call us at 792-1755.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. At factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
How about this?
It's gonna work.
I think so too.
American Family Insurance wants to help you bring your dream home to life. New homeowners can save an average of 22%.
American Family Insurance.
For details, contact Nicole Unken at Nicole Unken Agency. Call 712-792-1262 or stop by 412 Highway 30 today.
At Carroll County Solid Waste, we deliver environmental services such as recycling opportunities. You'll find our blue recycle containers at the park, the ball field, on Main Street, and at many summer events. We also have portable event recycling stands for you to borrow, free of charge for your summer gatherings. So while you're out enjoying the summer fun, look for us. We've got your recycling needs covered. We're Carroll County Solid Waste, delivering environmental services together.
One of the best kept secrets in Carroll is JP Flooring. I was looking to replace the floor in a couple rooms at home. It can be super overwhelming with all of the options available. I popped by JP Flooring and was super surprised and impressed with the showroom and selection. I had no idea how extensive their product lines were. They have a designer on staff that helped me narrow down what I was looking for. When you change your floors, it changes the whole character of a room. I used their product visualizer and could literally see in advance what the styles would look like in my room. I totally recommend JP Flooring in Carroll.
To the Mackey Motors post-game show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors of Lake City and online at mackeymotors.com. Coming up in just a while, we'll name our Motor Inn player of the game. But the ball game we had tonight here in the fourth quarter, Coon Rapids Bayard puts it away, outscoring the Wildcats 14-0 when it mattered the most. They get the win tonight, 40-28. The Crusaders open the season with a victory as they did a year ago against Glidden Ralston here at Valley Stadium. And Nathan, this one sure started off in an interesting fashion. We had all those crazy touchdowns at the beginning of the game, the kind of a trick play, Philly special type deal for the Crusaders, a 50-yarder, and then a pick six for Glidden Ralston shortly after that. And then you don't see too many teams fumble a kick return and still pick it up and run it in for a touchdown. That's what they did. Early on, we knew that this one was going to be wild, and if not for the fourth quarter when Glidden Ralston kind of let a few things slip away, this one might have gone down to the wire. But otherwise, Coon Rapids Bayard, when it mattered most, they got it done.
Yeah, but hats off to both teams. And you could really see throughout the game, they handled after those first 5 minutes, each team really settled down. They handled the mental pressure of this game, the emotional pressure of this game. So hats off to those kids managing through those things. I think at the end of the game, it really came down to just the physical presence of both teams. I think the Crusaders really wore down the Wildcats near the end on defense and offense. And you have to give your hat off to Ethan Oberding. He had an incredible amount of heart the way he played that game. I mean, just incredible the plays he made on both offense and defense. So even though they fell short, the Wildcats have a ton of good things to build off of in this game and set themselves up for a really successful season.
Yeah, last year they came out of this game falling 36-8. Absolutely nothing to hang their head about tonight. For 3 quarters, this one could have gone either way. In the fourth quarter, we really go back to when the Wildcats got a really nice kick return, down by 5. They have a chance to take the lead. They're in the red zone. They're at the 12. They throw a touchdown pass, but there's a holding call. Wipes that off the board, and then you're well behind the sticks, and then there's a sack, and eventually you turn it over on downs, but you get that close within a possession, you don't get points. And the way this game had gone, it seemed like for a while there, whoever had the ball last might be the winner. Coon Rapids Bayard was able to go back-to-back on possessions thanks to the Wildcats not scoring in their they were able to get a touchdown, and they seal it with a 48-yard touchdown on a quarterback sneak. Not something you expect to see either, but Wyatt Oswald took that up the middle, used his footwork, got to the outside, cut back inside, used his speed as well, took it to the house, and that wraps things up for the Crusaders. But a 40-28 victory. Coon Rapids Bayard the winner. Let's run through some stats here really quickly. Coon Rapids Bayard outgains the Wildcats 386 to 171 tonight. A couple of turnovers, interceptions thrown by the Crusaders in that first half gave the Wildcats some short fields and some points that didn't get credited to the offense. Ethan Olberding had an interception returned for a touchdown, had another one with a nice return to set his team up in good field position. But some of the stars tonight for Coon Rapids Bayard, Lance Clayberg finishes with 132 rushing yards and a touchdown, and he also picks up a 50-yard touchdown catch and had a kick return touchdown as well. And then Wyatt Oswald finishes 4 for 7 passing, a $134, 2 touchdowns, those 2 early interceptions, but he put those behind him, and a 87-yard rushing performance with 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, 1 from the goal line and 1 for 48 yards to seal it and put the Crusaders up by double digits for the first time all night. So those 2 guys are the stars for the Crusaders. And quickly for Glidden Ralston, 64 yards on the ground for Ethan Olberding. He had an interception returned for a touchdown. John Whitfer goes 5 for 9 passing with a touchdown and 78 yards to Mark Lynch. He finishes with 40 yards receiving. Ethan Olberding, a 38-yard catch as well. So we'll step away here in a moment, but before we do that, to name Motor Inn Player of the Game, let's get some thoughts from Nathan here quick.
Oh, yeah. Just several players really jump off the screen. We talked about Ethan Olberding, even though not on the Crusaders, on the Wildcats, did a great job. But the Crusaders side, both Clayberg and Oswald just did a fantastic job.
So that'll do it for our video coverage tonight, powered by New Way Auto Group. Tyler Bruner manned that on our Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network YouTube page. So thank you to him. Thank you to all of the viewers tonight. And we will continue with our radio coverage on 93.7 KKRL, and we'll name our Motor Inn Player of the Game when we return with the Mackey Motor